podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated. And though I know you can't appreciate it, I'm only happy when it rains. You know I love it when the news is bad. Or why it feels so good to feel so sad. I'm only happy when it rains.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 405 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by...
Becky Foster, hello everyone.
I'm Mark Foster, hello everybody.
Hello, one and all. Patrons, sorry for the lack of patron content again, but to be honest, you wouldn't have wanted to hear what we were just talking about for the last 25 minutes anyway, so you dodged the bullet, you're welcome.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, coming up on this week's show, what a bunch of content we've got here. We went
from last week going, what can we review? I don't know, to basically everything.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll watch this and this, and then you can watch that, and then that'll overlap, and then I'll watch, and then we've all just watched all of it.
Yeah, quite something. So we have got Steven Soderbergh's new HBO Max original No Sudden Move. We are reviewing the 138-minute Chris Pratt sci-fi actioner The Tomorrow War. Fuck me. What else? I know we got a surprise retro review again. There is something else, isn't there?
There is Fear Street.
There is Fear Street Part 1, 1994. Yeah, thank you. And, Jesus Christ.
America the Motion Picture.
Yeah, we are taking a look at America the Motion Picture. And we're doing a retro review of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So I kind of think we need to get on it, in all honesty.
Shit, motherfucker.
So yes, patreon.com/filmbastards. Die Another Day content should be getting recorded this coming weekend. So that should be with you next week. So that's both Beginner's Guide to Bondage and the commentary, which I'm going to be doing with Andrew Jones. Podsyndicate.com for your film, pop culture, TV, music, all sorts of stuff. Chin Stroker versus Punter, his film, her movie, Beyond the Neon, Entertainment Landfill, The Iron Sequel, The Rewatch Project, and obviously us, all over at podsyndicate.com. And I think that is probably it. Yeah, I think so. Cannes kicks off this week. Cannes is happening. Journalists have been tweeting pictures of being in Cannes. Good, honestly, good for them. I cannot imagine how hard it must have been, and I actually mean this with all sincerity, to be a film journalist over the last year and just be like, what the fuck do I write about? So I'm glad that they've got things. Whether people will give a shit is another question, but we shall see if it can pop the pop culture at all.
I mean, as long as they stop writing pointless fucking articles basically shitting on 30-year-old movies to get hits, then yeah, it'll be quite nice.
Mild tangent on that. So those journalists are doing that basically because they know it's going to get a reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And from their point of view,
clever.
I get it. Yep, 100%. Yeah. For the love of God, you know, this article, which is basically saying, I think Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a massive pile of shit. You know whether you are going to be with that or against that before you click on it.
Yeah.
For the
Why
love,
click?
for the love of God, don't click on it. Just don't. You know.
It's for me. It's the same thing as ex right winger knobhead blah whatever is tweeting blah, and then loads of people retweeting and calling him a twat. Just ignore them. They go away. If you ignore them, they go away.
It just.
I just go, wow, that was a hot take, and then scroll on by.
I go, yeah, Willy Wonka is shit.
The thing is, the author of them, Scott Tobias, is a really, really good film critic who, frankly, I think has probably found it hard to actually make money over the last year, and unfortunately has had to go, do you know what? People love a fucking, like, visceral, oh, fucking hell, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to tweet him about how shit his take is. Yeah, do you know what? He's already won. You clicked on it.
Yeah,
You know,
literally, his mentions are not on his notifications. He's literally just gone, notifications off.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I don't know, fair play to him. You know, it's, I hope now that films are actually coming out again, I hope he stops. But, you know.
Yeah.
No, he probably won't, because he's probably seeing the fucking amount of clicks that it's getting, and Guardian are going, oh, all right then. Even though I will say the Guardian has a very, very depressing film section.
Yes.
Even though it did make me laugh that Pete Bradshaw was getting shit last week for his review of Black Widow, where he was basically talking about how turned on he was by Scarlett Johansson's voice. You do you, horny middle-aged man. I don't know.
And the thing is, there is a little bit with this of an element of double standards. Because the same people who were having a go were the same people who, during the last fucking lockdown, were probably, and I'm going to use the phrase, creaming themselves over Richard Madden in Bodyguard, was it, on BBC?
Sure.
Yeah. It's just, I'm sorry, let people be a bit horny.
Or what's his face off of Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let people be a bit fucking horny. If it was Scarlett Johansson when she was 17
in Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yeah, then fair enough. But it's all right to go, do you know what? That accent, yeah, it did it for me.
Let's be honest as well. Scarlett Johansson's not out there going, yes, this makes me look frumpy and unsexual. Like, that outfit is not there to do that. It is part of it.
I think it's the accent he was talking about.
I know, but in general,
She did come out though, and she gave some interview a couple of weeks back. She was like, she wasn't happy with her role in Iron Man 2, and she thought she was overly sexualized, and it's just.
She said like the character was basically referred to as a piece of meat at one point or something like that, and it's like, I think the point was you can be attractive and have a character that has like that element, but also is like a 3D human being.
But from my recollection of Iron Man 2, the best Iron Man movie, is that the whole point was that was her thing, that she was just purely seen. The reason why she managed to get so close to Tony and managed to get all of that is because nobody saw her as anything other than something Tony was trying to fuck. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that was the character's inroad to that. And then the Black Widow has been a very well fleshed character, let's say, and has been an incredibly important character to that. The fact that the movie is coming out now and is a little bit feels like yesterday's news.
Yeah.
Is partially because it was already about 18 months too late when it was going to come out, and now it's 18 months later. So this feels like a movie we should have had 3-4 years ago.
Absolutely.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Though, like, I think that's actually quite an empowering kind of role, like a character in films with women. Like, if you've got a woman that's just like, they're just like really strong and they just like dress tactically and they're just like a strong female character with no hint of vulnerability or anything like that, boring. If you've got one that's just a bimbo and just dresses up in slutty dresses and has nice hair and wears loads of makeup, boring. If you've got one in the middle that can do both and specifically uses her feminine attributes to fuck people over, that is more interesting, because it's like, this isn't necessarily who I am, but I know that I can be it if I need to. I think that's a good character
I will
thing.
always go back
Trope.
to one person and talking about her. What is it?
Go on.
With this.
Is it Sharon?
It's Sharon Stone. Yes. Who was in an interview fairly recently, within the past 18 months, was asked, do you think that your looks were a hindrance to your career? And she literally burst out laughing and said, because she was at home, and went, do you think all of this would exist if I didn't look like this? And I didn't look the way that I looked in the 80s, the way I looked in the 90s. Do you think that I wasn't absolutely aware of that at the time and didn't absolutely use that to every single one of my advantages?
Well, while we're on it, did we discuss last week the whole Sharon Stone, Meryl Streep thing? Did we discuss it?
No.
Oh yeah, there was a little bit of supposed cattiness that wasn't really catty, and it was just taking the piss.
Yeah. So basically, some fucking interviewer, not real interviewer, like a blogger kind of interviewer, asked her, what was
Like a
it
fucking podcaster.
some fucker
Not
like
bad.
that, yeah. What was it like to finally get to work with Meryl Streep? And she was like, whoa, hang on a second. Nobody's asking Meryl Streep what was it like to finally work with Sharon Stone. Why do you have to phrase it like that? Yes, everyone holds Meryl up to this insane kind of level, and she is the bar that we should all be aiming for. But there's plenty of other really good, as good, if not better, actresses out there.
You mean like Sharon Stone?
I don't like Sharon Stone. And no one's asking Meryl Streep,
I would.
what's it like to work with me? Or, you're not phrasing it as what was it like for you and Meryl Streep to finally get to work together. You're just phrasing it as like, I should be in awe of her. And then the interviewer was like, oh, well, I didn't, and then she just keeps ranting and cutting the interviewer off.
Nice.
But it was like, obviously it created a bit of buzz online, and there was a lot of people doing the whole like, Meryl Streep could never, but Sharon Stone could blah. So Meryl Streep could never Basic Instinct, but Sharon Stone could Deer Hunter and stuff like that. And it was all very amusing. And I agree with that. I think Sharon Stone's got more range than Meryl Streep.
This all just makes me think of that Billie Eilish interview from a month or two back, where she was just like, I am absolutely fine with people thinking I'm talented, but also wanting to fuck me. And it's like, there you go. Like,
Yeah.
end of. That's it. There is nothing wrong with horniness, but if the person has got substance to them as well, let you be horny, but also respect them for who they are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh, kill me with your thighs. Let's move on.
Can we address the other big news?
Go on.
Other big news.
Is it actually big news, Mark, or is it just big news for you? Is it something stupid?
Blackbird is finally getting its release
I don't
Right.
know.
at
This-
the Swiss Streaming Festival.
Give some context, Mark.
That's the wicked context. Blackbird, the Michael Flatley movie, is finally getting its release.
Is this something you've been like hotly waiting
I
for?
have hotly been waiting for Blackbird. Becky, look at it. It's Michael Flatley as you've never seen him before, in
That's the
two
quote, isn't it?
posters that look like they're for two entirely different movies. Look at it, Becky. Eric Roberts is there. I don't think Eric Roberts knows he's in this.
How is Eric Roberts in a movie with Michael fucking
Uh,
Flatley?
Can we point something out? Eric Roberts is in almost all movies. I would say 40% of movies being made right now, Eric Roberts is in them. I am. Yes. Look at it. Becky, look at him. Look at his face.
What even is this?
Oh, this.
Troubled secret agent Blackbird abruptly retires from service and opened a luxurious nightclub in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me you don't want to see that.
I'm fine, actually, yeah. I don't want to see that.
He directed it, and he wrote it, and he's in it.
Flatley did.
But yeah, did you not know that?
I don't think I did.
He's written it, he's directed it, and he's starring in it.
Wow, okay. All right.
I genuinely cannot wait for this. Like, genuinely. It's gonna be fantastic.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, God, how do we follow that up? Let's try some trailers. Trailers. What have we got on the docket this week? We got The Many Saints of Newark.
Yes. So we've started watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, we've got two
Kind-
first
yeah.
episode, then you can't sleep.
No, I didn't fall asleep. I was going to fall asleep because I was very tired.
I kind of feel like I need to watch The Sopranos. Fuck.
But there's 6 seasons. There's like 88 episodes.
Oh,
How exciting.
God, they're all going to be like an hour long, aren't they?
Yeah, it's going to average out at about 50 minutes an episode, I reckon. But that's the problem. Is the film looks great, but it's like you've got to do like
Probably about 80 hours.
80 hours of homework for it.
But it's not homework if it's good, is it?
No, but it is kind of homework. No matter what you talk about, it is a little bit like homework. I kind of feel a little bit like when it came out, I was like, hang on a minute, why do people keep going on about The Sopranos and this film? Then I looked, it was like, oh, they've released a prequel to The Sopranos. What, 15 years after The Sopranos finished?
I think the
I've
casting's
got-
great, to be fair.
It's his son, isn't it?
Is it? That would make sense.
Yeah, it is. I got
It
to
is
say
his son.
that.
I haven't imagined that, have I?
No, Michael Gandolfini.
Yeah.
That'd be why I love
Yeah.
him. The...
I mean, it helps. Yeah.
I got to
Right.
say, just the A Sopranos story at the end of it. Fuck
Yeah.
off with that. You don't need... Anyway.
It does sound a little bit like they've gone, oh, if this makes money, this is what we're going to do.
Franchise it.
Yeah.
Boom.
You're going to get loads of, what is it? You're going to get fucking Steve Van Zant's going to come back out of Lilyhammer.
No, they'd have to get a younger version, wouldn't they?
No, they'll do like a fucking, not even prequel, just a fucking
Ghost
Lilyhammer
of
film.
Lilyhammer.
Yeah.
Oh, is Lilyhammer a spin-off?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a spin-off of The Sopranos.
didn't know.
Is
that.
it?
Yeah, universe.
I'm pretty sure Lilyhammer's a spin-off of The Sopranos, yeah.
Is it? Are you selling porkies?
Possibly. And possibly just getting, not Parker, just getting things really fucking wrong.
Because no one else seems to know anything about that.
Well, do you know what? Even if it's not, I'm going to say to people it is. And then
It's
we're
a
going to
Norwegian-American show. The first season premiered in Norway.
Yeah, a New York monster goes into hiding in rural Lilyhammer. It's supposed to be like a spiritual, what is it? That's where his character went after The Sopranos.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm not seeing... Van Sant's character Frank Tagliano draws parallels with his character Silvio Dante from the HBO series The Sopranos. They are meant to be different, but most traits are the same between the two.
Witness protection.
I feel like you're stretching.
I'm not. What I'm going to say is when people say it's not, I'm going to go, that's what they want you to think. I'm going to start my weird conspiracy theory thing, and I'm going to base it all around Lilyhammer being the spiritual sequel to a show that I have not watched, and I have not watched Lilyhammer.
She'll just be like, the Whitsick people have got to you too,
Yeah,
haven't
have they?
Mm,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. I really wasn't Henry Hill, of course.
You amuse me.
There's 86
I mean, it's not a hill I'm going to die
episodes.
on because I've not watched any of it.
86 episodes of The Sopranos.
Do you know what I have watched?
Go on.
Do you know what I have watched? Do you know what I've watched, Ian?
Yeah.
Watched a trailer.
Oh, what'd you watch?
I watched a trailer for Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Nice.
So did I.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I finished and I took a Bex and went, yeah, I watched that.
I mean, Lottie will probably want to see it, so I will watch Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'll watch it, yeah. What?
It's just scary. The
Yeah, I
big
know.
dog is scary. I don't need a photo-real Clifford. I don't need an actual dog. It needs to be a cartoon. This should be an animated movie.
No, it should be everything else should be not animated, and the dog should be animated.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense. But I like the fact that they've done this because it is going to be nightmarish.
It is. It's already nightmarish.
He's a big red dog.
He's a big red dog.
Steve Buscemi directed quite a lot of Sopranos.
Yeah.
Mike Figgis directed an episode. Peter
He's got some-
Bogdanovich directed an episode.
There's some mad ones in there, isn't it, with Sopranos?
Michael-
I think it's one of those shows that it was so much bigger than I ever thought it was. Because I didn't watch
Michael
it.
Imperioli wrote one.
I think he directed a few as well.
I don't see him in directing. I'm having a look now. Fucking hell. That's a lot of TV, mind, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's too much, I think, maybe. We'll
I'll
see.
just fucking man up and watch the show, you babies.
Got a lot of films to watch.
Is there
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
films?
Yeah, there's loads. What about Jolt?
I mean, I'll watch it because it's got Kate Beckinsale in it and she's nice to look at, but it doesn't look good.
So?
I mean, yeah, fine, but
Kate Beckinsale running around being Kate Beckinsale.
see, I like Kate Beckinsale.
3 episodes of The Sopranos.
Kick-assy kind of roles. Like I'd watch Underworld any day of the week. Love it.
I like those.
She does a good superhero landing though, does Kate Beckinsale?
Does do a good super on London, yeah. Ian, did you watch the Jolt trailer?
I didn't know.
It's basically, it feels a little bit like it could be Crank, but with Kate Beckinsale.
Which is infinitely better then, isn't it?
Jason Statham's pretty tight.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Berks.
Crank's pretty fucking good.
I've never seen it because all its fucking sequels are always on streaming, but never the actual first one.
All,
and I've never been
one of
motivated
the
enough.
sequels.
one.
Yeah, Crank 2, High
You-
Voltage. All of the sequels.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll watch Crank at some point, so yeah.
Okay.
Ian, have you seen the latest trailer for Jungle Cruise?
I've seen the 2 latest trailers for Jungle Cruise.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely and 0 being not a chance, how convinced are you that his tequila is going to be in it at some point?
I still can't get over I've always dreamed of being in a movie based on a Disney ride from last week.
It's just one of the best bullshit interview with a film magazine quotes I think I've ever read. That it is incredible. I think I said last week, the tequila won't be in it, but there'll be something named after it. There'll be some fucking thing in the background called the Terramana stone.
I think there's going to be a bottle of it somewhere.
Hey, have we got any questions today?
Yeah.
How many?
One, I think. One.
Oh, I've got a question.
All right. Wait till later.
Yeah, I will do.
Wait till the question.
Am I allowed to submit it? Do I need to do it on Twitter?
You need to do it on Twitter, yeah. Otherwise, you're just fucking pouncing on us, and that's what you usually complain about.
Okay.
I fucking pray this gets some good word because I know we're gonna watch it and I'm dreading it.
Yeah, it's very long. Beckett, a Netflix film starring John David Washington.
Yeah,
With a brother.
some interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite intense, isn't it, that trailer?
Yeah, it is. It is. It looks kind of low budget, almost fucking experimental. Kind of intrigued to see what exactly it is. You know, like, was it shot during the pandemic or like?
As well, do you think that John David Washington actually just broke his arm just before filming, and they were like, shit, we can't. This is all we've got. This is the only time we've got. So they just decided to write it in. Because it does seem odd that his arm is broken throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Looks interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2 out of 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 4 out of 5. It looks like something I want to watch.
Yeah, I'm absolutely there with you. Yeah, it does look. It looks a little bit like it could be crap title, good film.
Yeah, I could go with that. Yeah, absolutely.
What I'll say now is it is. Oh no, it was shot pre-pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Shot in April 2019. It is under 2 hours long.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, and directed by the guy who did not anything else that anyone's heard of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Shot by the guy who shot Suspiria and Call Me by Your Name.
I mean, Suspiria looked all right.
Yeah, it did. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. Don't Breathe 2.
Oh, yeah. All right. What?
Yeah. So, can I just read out the premise to this?
Please.
I know it's for a trailer, but just can we just indulge me a little bit?
Yeah.
In Don't Breathe, Norman Nordstrom, didn't know that was his name,
Great.
was underestimated by everyone because of his blindness. He revealed an unflinching will to survive and get what he wants, but also a monstrous evil side of his personality, as nothing, no person or conscience will stand in his way. Now, in Don't Breathe 2, 8 years later, Nordstrom lives with an 11-year-old Phoenix.
I think the girl's called Phoenix rather than it being a Phoenix.
I do think I added a word there, didn't I? With an 11. It's just with 11-year-old Phoenix. He has recreated the family that was stolen from him by a drunk driver and has found the twisted justice he always felt was his due. When intruders once again come to his home, this time focused on Phoenix, Norman will reveal for a second time what's hidden inside him, and again, it will be in new and unexpected ways.
Murdery ways.
Are we just going to skip over
The fact that he's murdery.
the fact that he had a girl chained up in his basement and a turkey baster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I know he made a point of saying that it was
Wikipedia looks like it's for like Step Up 2 or something.
it does look a bit step-uppy. Shit. Where's that gone out?
No?
Oh, it looks like it's it. Let's come back. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, our internet went a bit weird, odd there.
Okay.
Yeah, but then the trailer for it makes it look a little bit like an experimental film.
Yeah, I don't know what the thinking is behind this one at all.
I don't know what it is, but I really want to see it.
Just that image of him lying down in that puddle of water. It feels like they've gone. That first one made weirdly too much money. How about we just go fucking weird with this one, and we'll basically be guaranteed a certain amount out of name recognition, and as long as the budget isn't too big, we'll probably be in the black by the end of it.
Yeah, because it did really, it made an odd amount of money, didn't it?
It's got Warren
Yeah.
out of Empire Records.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I just noticed that it's got Brandon Sexton III in it.
Can you imagine having a name like that and not being a bigger star? Like, it seems wrong.
I mean, it's odd, but he had a really good 95 to 2005, and then has had a terrible 15 years since.
Fair enough.
Bizarre. Probably go see it, but I wasn't that big on Don't Breathe. And I'm certainly not super looking forward to this. I'll be honest, I will very much take a Escape Room Tournament of Champions for my low budget Sony horror that got a surprise sequel this summer. Very, very excited for Escape Room Tournament of Champions. There's actually an unlimited screening of it next Thursday.
There is indeed, yes.
And there's a Forever Purge next Tuesday. But I booked off next Friday because I've been feeling a little bit burnt out. And Donna, like, bless her, was just like, look, do you know what? Just take a day off for you. Like, just, you know. So I really, really want to line up a triple bill of Escape Room Tournament of Champions, The Forever Purge, and Space Jam: A New Legacy.
And the thing is, I don't know if I'm up to date with the Purge movies.
We are not.
But also, well, I am getting weirdly excited for Space Jam.
I am not.
It's going to be bad. The only question is how bad. That's me with Space Jam.
I am kind of looking forward to it.
Do you know what's making me not look forward to it more than the actual film itself?
What?
The fact that I'll have to watch the first one because I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to watch 2 Space Jam movies.
Yeah.
About a sport that I have no interest in, with a cartoony type franchise that I have no interest in.
I don't think that there's not going to be much mythology.
I'm gonna have to watch it though, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. It's only like 90 minutes long.
Oh, but Bugs Bunny can just fuck off.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny.
Look, is it fair to say that we probably don't need to do a full main review of Space Jam?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like, Bex, I think we could probably throw you a bone on this one, bud.
Yeah, you don't need to watch it, dude.
Okay, thanks.
I'll go
Thank you,
watch it.
guys. That really means a lot.
I genuinely will just go watch it on my own.
That's fine. I'll go watch. Do you know what? I'll go watch fucking French Exit if they ever show it at a time that isn't 20 past 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, do you know what? That one is fucking right off out of my Cineworld after Thursday.
It's showing today and tomorrow at Cineworld, and then there's no other listings for it.
It's not because it's getting fucking dropped like a motherfucker.
Well, why?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go and watch it.
I want to go and watch it. If that was on Wednesday at 20 past 2, I might be inclined to go and see it. However, it's not. Monday and Tuesday. That's it.
I mean, that fucking says something about the faith that Cineworld had in that film. That they are like, we would rather keep something else on that's been out for weeks than give French Exit more than literally 5 days of showings.
Yeah, all at the same time, in the middle of the day.
Peter fucking Rabbit 2 is on every day, many times. Take that fucker off.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a showing of Cruella. Like, is that not done now?
Yeah.
Blackpink, the fucking movie.
Blackpink? What's that?
Yeah, it'll be about the band Blackpink.
There's a band called Blackpink.
Yeah, K-pop band called Blackpink.
Yeah, it is about the K-pop band called Blackpink.
The girl group beloved by the world. Blackpink celebrates the 5th anniversary of their debut with the release of Blackpink the movie.
Is it like Spice World, the movie?
It is also a special gift for Blink, Blackpink's beloved fandom, to revisit old memories and enjoy the passionate performances in the festive spirit. Tight.
Cool story, bro.
Do we get to watch all the Purge movies if we're going to go see the Forever Purge?
Nope.
Not interested.
I'm kind of up for that.
Haha! Fuck you, Mark. Purgeathon. Woo! Have a dead leg, Jay.
Probably dead like me.
How much is the bundle on iTunes? Because they'll be 4K.
Fucking proper dead leg.
Have a look now.
You're right, then.
You twat.
Ooh, Blumhouse 15 movie collection for 25 quid. What's in that?
I think we've looked at this before.
Whoa. All right. The Purge Anarchy, Ouija, Mockingbird, whatever that is, Unfriended, Curve, The Visit, Purge Election Year, The Darkness, Ouija, Origin of Evil, Split, Get Out, Truth or Dare, The First Purge. All that for £25. That's not bad.
How many are in 4K?
First Purge, Truth or Dare, Happy Death Day, Get Out, Split, Purge Election Year, Purge Anarchy, and The Purge.
I think we've seen Mockingbird, Bex.
Have we?
Yeah. I think we've seen Mockingbird.
What's it about? Let's have a look.
I bet the Purge bundle will be cheaper next week.
Yeah.
But then that'd be too late to kind of purge-a-thon it.
It'll be too late to purge it, yeah.
Is it this one? From 2014?
Yes.
Sounds about right, that.
I think we've seen it.
Yeah, I think we have actually.
Yeah. I think we watched it at the same time as we watched another Blumhouse one. We watched other Blumhouse movies, didn't we, at one point?
We love to watch whatever the fuck Blumhouse bring out. Don't
We managed to watch like the 6 bad Blumhouse movies.
Aw.
Yeah, because I think I've seen The Darkness, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I'm just really excited that we're doing a purge-a-thon.
Yay.
Yay!
Oh, but do we though? Because we just said, hey, don't worry about Space Jam.
No, I will always take the hits.
But I'm questioning myself. Do I want to watch all of those Purge films?
Yes.
Do I? I will think
from
on
my
this.
recollection, they go not good, good, not good, good.
I mean, you see, for me, it's not good, 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 haven't seen. So that's not bad, actually. It'd only be the first one.
I don't think we've seen the last one, have we, Bex?
Is that election? Yeah.
Nah, the first Purge.
Oh, no. I really wanted to watch that one as well, but I couldn't convince you to watch the rest of the Purge movies beforehand.
Yeah. I like the second Purge movie. And I kind of like the third one. I hated the first.
I
The
like
second and the third are quite connected, aren't they? Grillo's in both of them. isn't
Yeah,
he?
Grillo's in both of them, yeah. The second one's like a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Got Purge, Purge Anarchy, Election Year, First Purge, and then the Forever Purge. So there's not many. There's only 4 movies. And then are we going to try and see the unlimited screening on Tuesday?
I'm not going to do the unlimited. I want to do my triple bill.
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, well, we'll just do a normal screening of the other one. It gives us more time as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How exciting!
Yes.
You sound very, very pissed off, Mark.
He's fine.
I have no choice in this matter, Ian.
Hey, you two have to do fucking Escape Room before bloody Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
Yes.
The correct escape room.
The correct Escape Room.
The wrong escape room was good too, though.
I'm sure, but you need to watch the right one.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel like we just fucked the living shit out of trailers.
I watched another one.
Oh, what?
I watched the one for that Megan Fox movie that I mentioned to you both last week. That you
What-
both were like,
what
no. Till Death. Actually looks alright.
I bet it don't.
I'm gonna watch it.
Fine. Fine. You have your own little fucking Megan Fox renaissance, even though you A, don't like Megan Fox, and B, have watched the first films of the Renaissance thing, and it was one of your worst films of the year.
I know, but I just want it to come good.
I think you are flogging a dead horse.
Possibly, yeah. I
Cool.
like Gerald's game, and it seems like it's basically a direct rip-off of Gerald's game. So.
You've never liked a single Megan Fox performance.
Oh, that's not true.
It
No,
fucking is.
that isn't true. I like Jennifer's Body.
No, you don't.
I rewatched it recently and I liked it. You fucker. What else we got? Drugs shit. Like really shit.
Should we review a film?
Could do, I guess.
We've got like 5 of them to do.
Right, Yeah, let's get going.
Ding dong! It's America, motherfucker!
Oh, Georgie. Well, color me surprised.
Oh, I'll color you fucking dead, Ben!
Bravo! Did you practice that line in the car on your way here?
What the fuck is a car? And no, it was a rebuttal to something that you just said! How could I have thought it in advance if you said it just now and I came up with the perfect fucking rebuttal?
Oh, pardon me. I forgot that you aren't versed in the gentlemanly art of debate like your best friend Abe Lincoln. Oh, or should I say, ex-best friend? Because he's dead.
Damn, he's good. All right, fuck this. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Whoa! Watch it, witch!
You watch it, dick.
Yeah, well, that could have gone better. You think? Edison almost got everybody killed!
Everybody almost got everybody killed.
Right, America the Motion Picture is directed by Matt Thompson and stars Channing Tatum, Jason Mantzoukas, Olivia Munn, Bobby Moynihan, Judy Greer, Will Forte, and others.
I really did not expect you to go in with that one.
I'm doing it. IMDb summary. A chainsaw-wielding George Washington teams with beer-loving bro Sam Adams to take down the Brits in a tongue-in-cheek riff on the American Revolution. Becky, I'm going to start with you. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much did you actually want to watch this film before you had to watch it?
Be honest.
Well, I didn't, and then I read the cast list and Jason Mantzoukas was in it, and then I did, and then we were just kind of like, right, we're gonna watch this. What day does this fit in best with? And we were like Sunday morning. I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm down for that on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
With a bacon naan wrap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was quite excited by the time Sunday morning rolled around, and now it is my accepted version of American history, and I will not hear otherwise. So I don't know enough about American history to question it, so I'm just like,
Seems legit.
Never knew Martha Washington was so busty. Good for her. So yeah, really enjoyed it actually. It's fucking stupid, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I started with this one because I thought it'd be a good warm up because it kind of felt like maybe we're not going to have an awful lot to say about it. Well, I'll throw it to Mark. Mark, do you have a lot to say about America the Motion Picture?
I mean, it's a thing.
What's that for a thing?
It works off the system, and the thing is, it's for the guys who did Archer. I really like the first sort of 5 or 6 seasons of Archer, and I've lost train with it a little bit. I think if I went back to it, I'd probably pick up the train quite quickly with it because it as a humour thing, it kind of speaks to me a little bit.
Good. So good. Although it has ruined, you know, when you watch like American like movies where there's army men and they're just like shooting for no fucking reason, it has ruined that for me because my brain just screams suppressing fire at me all the time.
Yeah, so I kind of went in going, right, I kind of know what this is going to be in the sense that it has a scattergun approach to jokes of just tell as many as possible. Literally every third word needs to be a joke. To the point of where even some of the characters reference the joke that is being told. And then that's it. And as well, if you have a joke that makes someone laugh, just keep fucking telling it. To the point of where people stop laughing and it just becomes part of law. And I kind of quite enjoyed that about it. The fucking around with not only American history, but going, well, we can have this joke be in here, even though it makes no sense in this point in history. Like the fucking...
What's a car?
You know, it saying about the car. Did you want a car or something like that? It's like, fuck you! What the fuck is a car? It's just... Part of it is Channing Tatum's line delivery. Makes so much sense.
And just on that as well, in that bit in that scene where he bursts in and just goes, "Ding dong, it's America, motherfucker!" Yes, very good, well done.
Yeah, and then stuff like him laying on the floor and shouting America, and then getting up and going, I've got to kind of just walk off now. And then just seeing him walk off with somebody telling him to shut the fuck up is just, it made me laugh. You know,
Yeah.
it used to think of going, right, we're going to make something so ridiculous that and offensive to everybody because we're not actually being offensive. We're literally highlighting the ridiculousness of all of these people.
Do you know what I really, really loved?
What?
The fact that the Gettysburg Address was
Address.
in Gettysburg.
In Gettysburg.
One American way.
Yeah. And
The fucking code breaking bit.
yeah, and the fact that they didn't need it in the end.
Oh god.
But yeah, Jason Mantzoukas as Sam Adams, who is basically just the king bro,
Yeah.
is just such a great idea. But you are watching it going. There's a moment where they go into King James' office that he's got when he gets to America. And then you look at it, and you're looking at the room and going, hang on a minute, this is supposed to be a ridiculous version
Yeah.
of what would happen. But you're looking at the room and thinking, fuck, if Johnson sees that room, that is what every single office in Downing Street is going to look like. It's
Fucking British though. Absolute scumbags. Trying to Britishize everyone with tea. Fucking hell. Tea's not even that good.
no, but you are looking going, yeah, we are the worst.
The opposite of tea is beer.
Yeah.
But I quite like that because it obviously was trying to very subtly and still in a fun way say stuff.
Yeah.
Like have a bit of a social kind of element to it, but it references it as well, and it's like, you know, you've got to sometimes you've got to sneak it in. It actually references it in the movie, but it is like saying stuff. And Sam Adams is a bit of a fucking racist, not the fastest racist.
Yeah.
That's, you know, obviously Paul Revere, but I think it's bonkers though that that's how the Titanic sank. And
It is,
like,
isn't it?
There was like this whole conspiracy. It's mental. It's like really opened my eyes. Fun time.
Yeah. It's just it's a lot of fun, and it feels like, again, symptomatic of the Netflix content thing. It's come out, no one's fucking talking about it, and it'll just be on Netflix ad infinitum.
Somebody at some point it will go, hey, in about 3 years' time we'll go, American the Motion Picture. Probably on like July 4th in like 3 years' time we'll go, are we ready to look back on this and go, this was actually really quite a lot of fun.
But this is the thing. It was like, I get why they put it out this week. You know, I mean, that makes sense. But it's going even for Netflix's attention, it's going against Fear Street. You know, and it like Fear Street is obviously a bit of a thing for them because, you know, 3 films, 3 weeks. So it's what do they actually prioritize? And it's they're getting so overloaded with content at this point that it even just of a Friday, it's like, what do we actually surface to people? Like, I don't know about you guys, but my Netflix profile was all Fear Street, and I had to search for America the Motion Picture. And I do think Netflix is a good thing overall, but my God, I wish they could actually eventize more of their films. You know, I wish there was more cultural bandwidth with Netflix, because America the Motion Picture is not perfect, but it is throwing so many fucking things at the wall, and enough of them stick that it feels like they probably should be pumping it a bit more.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, there's no kind of fanfare to the releases. They just kind of drop.
Yeah, that's I agree. Yeah.
This is it, and it's I don't know. Like Black Widow is, it's coming out on Premier Access on Disney Plus, but it's coming out in cinemas as well, and people are going to be talking about it. You know, next week people will probably talk a bit about the Forever Purge because it's out in the cinema. You know, they'll certainly be talking about Space Jam, and it's a shame. It's fucking funny. I like me some Jason Mantzoukas anyway. I think Channing Tatum is 100% in the tank for this as well. Like he obviously knows what he's doing. I liked it great. Maybe a bit long.
It is. You could probably have shaved 10 minutes out of it and got it to a tidy 90.
Yeah, you go sub 90 with this, and like you're on, you know. But yeah, definitely not shit. Funny.
Definitely not shit. I did like the mid-credit sequence as well. That was all of the people whose names that they got wrong at the battle.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Damn it.
So, you know, they keep on saying,
Washington with an O-N.
Washington. The person they got confused for, they're all there, just at the battle, going, shit, we're too late.
That's great.
Yeah, what's wrong with T-Rex?
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you know what? It's fucking stupid. It is. But it's fun. And it's just suspend your fucking brain for a bit of time and laugh. Fun.
Them try to work out what the blacksmith's name was.
Oh god, yeah.
Fucker.
I was in a lot of hysterics.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not shit on it.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Yeah, totally.
Our audience poll. Definitely not
shit. An argument for Geostorm.
No, it's definitely not shit.
I think I voted Geostorm earlier today.
Well, you're wrong. Definitely not shit, 40%. Touching cloth, 10%. Shit, 20%. And Geostorm, 30%.
That's all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play. Okay, cool. Let's move on to something else. And that something else will be...
Said a man want to see me.
Ali Al-Bad.
Can't come in here. What is he, white? Oh, boy. So what's the score?
We're sending a man that works in an office to pick something up. You are part of a babysitting team watching his family while he does it.
Good morning.
Everything is normal, except...
What do you want?
Is that something you'd say? Normal Monday?
I'm gonna shoot you right now.
Can I go home now? Wait at the house after.
What do you mean after?
Right off of you.
What is going on?
What's going on, big guy?
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're following instructions. Are you helping me or are you not helping me?
No.
Thank you. Set up, man.
God called me, offering me $10,000 to turn you in. 15 for the white guy.
Think you're the only one that can make a move? I can make a move, too.
I have the keys. I like to listen to the radio.
No Sudden Move is directed by Steven Soderbergh and stars Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, David Harbour, Julia Fox, Ray Liotta, just a lot of fucking people. All spoilers all the time. Surprise, Matt Damon.
Yes.
It wasn't advertised.
Which was surprise, Matt Damon.
Yeah. It wasn't advertised that he was in this, and he's not in the opening credits.
No, it wasn't, and it literally it opened out. I went, what the fuck?
He likes doing that, does Matt Damon?
He does,
like just randomly appearing and shit.
The thing is,
it does make me think.
It's not like a new thing that he started doing. He's always done it.
Which is just odd. It kind of makes me think, like, does he think like he's bigger than he actually is because he's like, oh, you know, have me in your movie, don't talk about me, and then bang, I'm there.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that to him. But I also
don't know.
think it's just like Soderbergh was telling him about it, and he went, "Sounds cool." And they've gone, "Would you want to be in it?" And he's gone, "Yeah, why not?" He said, "We can give me 2 days," and he's gone, "Yeah, go on then."
I'm literally in lockdown. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I am well bored.
Yeah, because this was shot like last summer, wasn't it? Like,
yes,
yeah, like in lockdowny kind of, yeah. Right, the IMDb synopsis: a group of criminals are brought together under mysterious circumstances and have to work together to uncover what's really going on when their simple job goes completely sideways. I mean, a group. If two's a group.
Can I just say the original casting of Matt Damon's character was originally supposed to be George Clooney, but he had to drop out, and Matt Damon came in and filmed those scenes later.
Okay. Yeah, you could see Clooney in that role, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really could actually. Okay, so Mark, this one popped up on HBO Max. I'm going to ask the question: how much would you have wanted to see it in the cinema?
Quite a lot, actually, to be honest. It's
Brendan Fraser, baby.
there's that. It's a new Soderbergh. It's Soderbergh is an interesting character. I think we pretty much have reviewed everything that he's made since he retired. But he's an interesting filmmaker in the sense that he keeps doing this thing where he keeps retiring. He also, as well, I don't think every movie he always makes gets his full interest. I think, for instance, previously he's made movies to try something out. Like, can I make a film on an iPhone, for instance? And he's not been that bothered about the film he's made on the iPhone. It was the idea of making a film on an iPhone. And that was the experiment. He's very much a filmmaker who does things his own way, but also as well kind of has the security blanket of the fact that he can always fall back on the studio ways if he needs to. I do think he's an odd filmmaker, but this feels a little bit more like something he was a little bit more into and was kind of a little bit more interested in. I would like to see it on the big screen because I think it's the most cinematic of his dramatic movies that I think he's made in the past few years.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I kind of like that about it. Like, was it Unsane? Was a decent movie, but it wasn't particularly cinematic as such.
No.
Whereas this, I mean, I have issues with it, but it's an interesting piece of work for sure.
Yeah. Bex. Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
How much do you want to see him lose weight, or do you think it almost kind of like completes the final form of Brendan Fraser? Not saying that like he's going to die, but that it almost feels like he's been leading to, I'm going to be a character actor. I'm going to let it all hang out and just here I fucking am.
I mean, I'm just happy for Brendan Fraser to be back. I think in whatever iteration he is, he's a great screen presence. For me, the putting on the weight seemed to be very much tied to him being unhappy.
Yeah.
And the sort of stuff that he was going through in real life.
Which he said himself.
You know, I don't want him to lose weight and get buff so I can look at him and go, "Oh, Brendan Fraser's hot again." It's not about that. It's just it seems to be linked to this really shitty time that he's been through, and I'd like him to both metaphorically and physically shed that shitty time.
Can I just say, interject quite quickly? This is the first scene you get with him,
Mm.
there's some great facial acting in there.
He's a great actor.
And it kind of makes you go, the zaniness and the kookiness that people associate with him from his early career.
Mm.
Actually, at the point, possibly hid the fact that he's an incredibly talented actor as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the weirdness of the fact is, and I'm fairly certain that he got nominated for Gods and Monsters, I think it was, for an Academy Award, I think, for Best Supporting Actor. Or it might have been a Golden Globe he got nominated for. And he was
a Golden Globe,
yeah, and he is fantastic in that movie.
Mm.
But that was kind of the movie that unfortunately kickstarted a lot of the ball rolling down the wrong side of the hill for him.
Mm. I just think, you know, it's not from a shallow place. It's just as a symbolic thing. The bad stuff and the kind of not really taking as much pride in his appearance seems to come at around the same time. And if you're linking being essentially sexually harassed with being essentially a bit of man candy, then you are maybe going to try to be less man candy-y. And I just think, I don't know, I think it's got psychological roots.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. It's I would like to see him get some awards recognition, hopefully for that Darren Aronofsky film, The Whale, and then for him to lose it all and be happy.
Yeah. And be in more. Like he's like I say, he's a great screen presence. He's a great actor. I just want to see him more.
Yeah, like Ian was saying, like in that character actor prose would make a lot of sense.
Oh, or in a long-awaited Mummy sequel, but a proper one.
I don't think we'll get that.
Can you imagine though?
No.
People would fucking love it.
Good film, this.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really wrapped up in it while it was going on, and I think it maybe had kind of too much going on. I thought like David Harbour and his secretary kind of like considering how much they're kind of like building up his character in the first third. It's weird how his character almost completely disappears from the film.
That's it. I do think that mildly the film is a little bit overwritten.
Yeah.
It's quite confusing.
It tries to have too many threads going at once, but some of the threads just don't need to be there. And then there's a few too many twists and turns. And it's the problem is the twists and turns start wrapping. Rather than wrapping the characters up, it starts wrapping the film up a little bit.
It's trying to be like you kind of made the reference with the catalytic converter thing, but it is kind of trying to be a bit of a Nice Guys, Under the Silver Lake, Inherent Vice kind of movie where there's all these threads going on that you have to follow separately and then they come together. Yeah, and it just doesn't do it in as much of a accomplished way.
There's an element of trying to make it seem like it's based upon a novel that doesn't actually exist, that's there.
That's a great way to put it.
But yeah, there certainly is that. The fact that the core premise, not of the film, but the crux of what they're trying to get, I was very much like, so it's the same as the one from Nice Guys. That seems a little bit like you could have thought of something else. And it did feel for me a little bit overwritten. You had too many. There was a double cross too many in the middle that you could have taken out.
I think you kind of lost sympathy for like Cheadle's character as well, because like up to a point it's like, do you know what, you got to respect the hustle. He just wants a bit more. But then you got to the point where you were like, right, you're being a fucking greedy wanker now. Just stop it.
Yeah, but also as well, you had things like the Matt Damon's character recognizing Benicio del Toro
Yeah, I didn't need that.
It didn't need that. It was a thread that went nowhere.
It really didn't need that.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
It feels like there's somewhere, and I don't think that this film exists because I don't think Soderbergh works like this. This is a guy who remade Solaris and made it half as long as the original. But I think that there's a script somewhere, a working draft of the script, that is a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Where all this goes, and another director would have made that movie, but Soderbergh went, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, quite like that, no, that's going to look, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. And Soderbergh doesn't necessarily give that much of a shit about story.
Yeah.
He gives that much of a shit about how can I make this interesting, and how can David Holmes make me a jazz soundtrack to it.
So what you're saying is that there's a more coherent 3-hour movie somewhere.
There's a more coherent 3-hour script somewhere that Soderbergh wasn't interested in making ever.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
That one scene where David Harbour meets the secretary in the motel and he's like trying to spit out what it was he did, and how he's decided not to do the scam that they were gonna do. It's like that bit kind of just feels like they just left it in because Soderbergh just thought it was funny. It was just liked David Harbour's performance and so went with it. But it's like a good 5-minute long scene, and the next time you see them together, it's what? Okay, so you're leaving with him now? Yeah, I am. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.
End.
It's Soderbergh doing his thing of going of doing his. I'm going to put a scene here that makes me seem a little bit Coen-y.
Yeah, there was some strong Coen's vibes in. Yeah, you're right.
And and Soderbergh does that. Logan Lucky is quite Coen-y.
Even I will say though, for all I'm kind of complaining about David Harbour's character, this film, if it's seen more, it's only Tuesday would become a meme.
Yeah.
At the end. I fucking loved that. And again, that felt quite Coen-y, but I fucking loved that.
But that's it. You've got David Harbour, you've got him in this, out this week, and then next week, he's in Black Widow, playing completely different. What is it? The guy is he's a very good character actor.
I didn't even realise it was him until you mentioned his name before.
But as well, there was a great and absolutely fucking brilliant, literally, I burst out laughing moment. Within the movie, when you've got the friend knocks on the door. The friend's kid knocks on the door when they're Cheadle and Benicio del Toro and Kieran Culkin are first there. And she basically says to the kid, "Oh, he's not very well," and anything like this. I should have told you. I'm really sorry. And goes off. And then the mum, it's who's it plays the mum? Frankie Shaw, isn't it? No, it's not.
Yeah,
sorry. Amy Seimetz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, the mum. Sorry. Yeah.
She then runs back to the window and looks out of the window and can see the fact that the kid's talking to her mum, and then the mum gets out the car and just goes. Then she starts running back towards the door and just goes, "Yep, this ain't over." And it fucking killed me. The whole her performance.
She's walking away from the door and lights a cigarette, and she's like, "I think that's the last of that."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's just. She's not doing it in a scared way of what they're going to do. She's basically going, I fucking knew this was going to happen. It's a really brilliant little fucking nod in the movie. And the fact that them two just kind of look and go, do you know what? She's got this under control.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an interesting fucking film, this. And like you say, Soderbergh feels like he's got the vibe of it, and I did like how they managed to kind of wrap everything up towards the end, and 10 minutes to the end of the film and you're introducing Bill Duke.
Yeah.
And it's like, at that point, I was like, fucking hell, what else is going to happen here? Yeah, but they close off Del Toro and Julia Fox. The fucking Julia Fox going off, and then the copper stopping her and just taking the fucking suitcase as she's just standing there.
yeah, and she's just like, all right.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, fuck.
He just takes it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just takes it, just walks off.
He just says, like, thank you very much, Mrs. Capri, whatever her name is, and just walks off with it.
Yeah.
But then it was like, but then I liked the John Hamm like resolution where it's like, so he's what, kind of employed by Matt Damon's character in a way, and he's like, even that extra money that Bill Duke gives him, he gives to Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's like he's not a bent copper, but he very much, it shows that the coppers are not working for the people, they're working for the people who pay them. It's kind of almost like that. It's very much like, you know, I'd love to give you some of this, but I can't. But do you want that bottle of cognac? It's worth $80.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, why not?
And he's really pleased with it as well. He's like,
and he is. And it's kind of like, again, though, it's more of I like the fact that John Hamm just doesn't want to be pigeonholed as anything. He is very much going, do you know what? I made all my bank with Mad Men. And I'm still making it because you're all still watching it on Stars or on whatever else it's on. So I'm still making bank.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go out and I don't know whether I can be bothered to make a full movie. So I'm just going to turn up for like 3 or 4 days working for X director and Y director. Oh, yeah, fuck it, yeah, I will do Fletch. Go on then. That sounds like it'll be fun.
Yeah, I have said on this show before that John Hamm, not into him doing comedy. This, yeah, perfectly good. Like,
this,
he's good. He is good.
Yeah, he's very good in this, which feels a little bit like more leaning towards, not quite comedy, but more leaning towards that side of the character that he plays in The Town.
Yeah. Yeah,
and he's very good in The Town. And you know at some point he's going to turn up playing an FBI agent in a Scorsese movie.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be one of those actors who is going to have worked with everybody, but if you combine the amount of time that he's worked with them, it will probably come to less than the runtime of The Irishman.
Yeah, probably right. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for this there, unless anybody's got anything else to say on it.
Kieran Culkin being just really like skeezy works.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. The kind of fancy some fries, and then the next scene he's just sat in the back eating fries.
A little bit.
In my brain, I'm going, so who went in to get the fries?
Yeah.
Did he make David Harbour go in and get the fries?
Probably.
I would have preferred that scene to be in the movie than some of the other ones.
A little bit of Kieran Culkin goes a long way, I find.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah.
I am definitely not shit on this. I really quite liked it. It's not perfect, but it's a damn solid couple of hours.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 60%. Touching cloth, 20%. And shit, 20%.
That's a shame. Right. I really need the toilet. I've been drinking some protein shakes lately because I've been getting back on running again.
Oh, nice.
And I am having the most stinky farts.
It'll do that.
So I'm going to evacuate my bowels to try and stop the farts.
Well, we can just pause for a bit and then we can sort it out. Yeah.
We shall pause, and while you're thinking of my stinky farts, here's some Pod Syndicate promos.
The Mulberry Boys, every Friday night. On the show, you better know they keep it tight. ETL is back and the J-Strom's in the zone. Introduce the co-host, he doesn't do it alone. PCZ is about to hold court. You know he's on the headset, you can hear him snort. Pop culture, movies, TV shows, and games. Rotten Tomatoes, reviews, news, and Blu-rays. Foggy don't play around, he will bust a drop fast. Welcome to the Entertainment Landfill Podcast, the Jason and Steven Show. It's the Jason and Steven Show. What? The Jason and Steven Show. It's the Jason and Steven Show.
Hey, you like my voice, don't you? It's enticing and exotic and sexy. Well, unfortunately, I'm just a promo guy being paid to advertise a movie podcast, and I can assure you that its hosts don't sound anywhere near as classy. But don't let my superior vocal talents discourage you, and go listen to His Film, Her Movie, the podcast where every episode the hosts must each choose a film to watch and discuss that has a connection to the chosen theme of that week's show. So stop aimlessly scrolling through whatever streaming service you're on, and let His Film, Her Movie give you an idea on what to watch next. You can catch it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up?
I'll leave you alone forever now.
You know this one girl with hair like this?
Yes, that's Ramona Flowers.
She's out of your league.
You know her? Tell me now.
She just moved here, got a job at Amazon.
I have to order something really cool.
Scott, are you waiting for the package you just ordered?
Maybe.
Scott Pilgrim?
Hi, I was thinking about asking you out, but then I realized how stupid that would be.
That's okay. You just need to sign for this, all right?
So do you want to go out sometime?
If I say yes, will you sign for your damn package?
So yeah, 8 o'clock? Come to this Battle of the Bands thing.
You have a band?
Yeah, we're terrible.
Mr. Pilgrim! I'm Ramona's first evil ex-boyfriend.
What?
Wait, we're fighting over Ramona?
Didn't you get my email explaining the situation?
I skimmed it.
Mm-mm.
What was that all about?
If we're gonna date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
So what you're saying is we are dating?
I guess.
Does that mean we can make out?
Sure.
Scott Pilgrim! Prepare to feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes.
Ramona dated twins.
At the same time? If you want something bad, you have to fight for it. Step up your game, Scott.
Combo!
Break out the L word.
Lesbian?
The other L word.
Lesbians?
What are you doing?
Getting a life.
You want to fight me for her? Why on earth would you want to do that?
Because I'm in love with her.
Scott Pilgrim versus the world.
Maybe next time we don't date the girl with 11 evil ex-boyfriends.
7.
Oh, that's not that bad.
A retro review that we weren't planning on, but now out on 4K is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So it's directed by Edgar Wright, starring Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin. It is Kieran Culkin, not Rory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Kieran, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, get confused. Chris Evans, Mae Whitman, Alison Pill, Johnny Simmons, Mark Webber, just lots of blokes. Brie Larson, how could I forget? Jesus Christ. That didn't sound like horny old man at all, did it? Scott Pilgrim versus the World, 10-year anniversary apparently, and yeah, I think we all know what it's about. So, Mark, I just, I've got to ask. Your previous issues with Scott Pilgrim versus the World have basically related to Scott Pilgrim is a fucking prick. On this watch, how did that land for you?
Scott Pilgrim's a fucking prick. He is. The thing is, visually, there's an awful lot going on in this film, and it's interesting. It feels mildly indulgent, but that is the point. It's not an indulgent nostalgia that I necessarily get, but I know that a lot of people do, and that's pretty, and that's cool. Not everyone's nostalgia is the same. So I get that it's for a subsector of geekdom that isn't me, and that's all right. There. The kind of the pacing of it, etc., and like that, all works well. But I still can't get across beyond the fact that I don't understand how so many people can allow the film to get away with how much
of a prick.
Of a prick.
Yeah.
The lead character that you are supposed to get around, and I don't, and people will tell me, yeah, but at the end of it he learns stuff. I genuinely don't think he does, because
Right.
he acts like a prick all the way through it, apologizes to a few people for being a prick, but still gets the girl at the end. He doesn't really get any comeuppance for his being a prick.
They're going to try again. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work and whatnot. It's just they're going to have another shot at it.
But he goes off into the distance with the girl at the end.
So you're saying just in terms of film language, that's he got the girl. Yeah.
You can't then turn on afterwards and say, yeah, but they might have split up later. It's like, well,
any film ever, they could have split up later. Yeah.
But he is. It's not just that he's a bit of a prick. He is an absolute piece of shit. He's dating at the start of the movie a high school girl because it makes him seem edgy. And it's like, well, no, it doesn't. It makes you seem like a fucking creep. But he likes the fact that it makes him seem like a creep.
I don't think it's that it makes him seem edgy. I think it's just
there's a
she's
look.
safe because someone else broke his heart, and because she's younger and more naive, he can be the manipulator.
Yeah.
He can be the one in charge. Yeah. He's in the power position. It really bothered me on this rewatch.
But there's a bit where he's laid on the bed going about she's in high school, and he gives like a little Sarah look that he has.
I think
that makes you just go. Yeah, but then don't cast somebody as creepy looking as Michael Cera if you can have a mildly creepy character. But
I'd be interested to know. Have you ever read the comics? Because it's based off of comics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he a creepy, manipulative piece of shit in the comics?
It's been a while. I won't lie. He's dead. I mean, it's very much based on the character from the comics, but I think it is fair to say that there is a little bit of Michael Cera just a Michael Cera performance in that, frankly.
You've also not only got that, you've got the fact that he sees this girl in his dream, then sees her out there, and then decides to stalk her into liking him. It's I genuinely, but the problem is the rest of the film is an awful lot of fun. It really is, and there's a lot of visuals going on. It is every penny of the 60 odd million is on screen. I don't think all of the characters work. I think there's maybe only one or two of the evil exes that I actually thought were quite amusing.
Was one of them Chris Evans?
Yeah. One of them was second best Chris. And And he was fun. Him reacting to a text message that we'd have no idea is on there and going, haha, that was actually hilarious. It was really good.
Yeah.
But then continuing to add to Scott's smugness every time he bests one of the exes didn't make me like him more. It made me like him less.
I don't think he gets more smug. He gets more
you don't think him with
fucking
the half and
insecure.
half, the half and half, what is it, to Brandon Ruth? He's acting incredibly smug.
But I don't think that's in. He's. I wouldn't say that that's him being smug about the how his relationship is going and whatnot. In that moment,
he's getting the better
because
of
he's
it.
tricked him and he thinks he's a prick.
Yeah, but he does it with all of them. He seems to have this. He seems to have this very smug nature to him. And
again, I think that could be the Sarah.
It could be the Sarah thing, but it's still there.
Yeah, but
in the
his interactions with the evil exes, I mean, or at least the first few, I think, I get what you're saying there. But his interactions with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I certainly don't think are smug.
No, that's what I wasn't meaning those. I was meaning his interactions with, of how he bests them. He effectively tricks them.
I think I misunderstood.
Yeah, he doesn't defeat Chris Evans in battle. He plays to his
arrogance.
Yeah.
Narcissism.
Yeah, he's narcissism of that. He knows that he can trick him with that. He tricks people, but then it's the smug way that he reacts to the fact that look how smart I am was a little bit irritating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see the look how smart I am.
It's a genuine though. When he's laid down with the half and half thing with Brandon Ruth, you don't think that he comes across as smug in that.
In that one moment, probably does. Yeah, I know, but you're saying all the way through he's dealing with the evil exes and he's acting smug.
No, with some of them. With those. With that one and the skateboarding one there, he doesn't even fight one of them.
But the bit with there's some really great bits in it as well. Like the bit where he tricks Chris Evans into doing the grind down the handrail, and they're both, him and Kieran Culkin, are just stood at the top, and it's just like, wow. That bit's it's really good, and it's like they know he's good, and they're kind of in awe of his talent. But they know he's going to fucking bomb at the bottom of the fucking rail. But there is some really good bits in it. Really good bits. But I just...
The thing is, I think it's not tuned to me.
No.
Or I'm not tuned to it would be a more accurate thing. I mean, is what I would say there.
How do you get on with the visuals in this?
I'm not as impressed as a lot of people seem to be with them.
It's just not for you, is it? All right, fair enough.
No, it's that thing. But the thing is, I have tried with Scott Pilgrim, and I did try with this one. I didn't go into it. I really wanted to like it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And again, I think it is just one of those things where
it's just not for you.
There's a possibility that Edgar Wright is just going to be one of those filmmakers for me where it's just I either really get on with them quite well, or I really don't like them. And I think that it's maybe just one of those things that his particular eye, I'm not tuned into it, and it's there. The visuals are good, but they do feel.
There's a certain self-satisfied air to all of Edgar Wright's movies that I don't know that I particularly vibe with.
But I don't think he's that type of person.
No, but his movies have it.
But then, I don't know, I think the casting goes an awful lot of way, and that's not even just Sarah in this. I think there's a lot of them that have an air of very much. There's a lot of actors in this that have never walked by a mirror without turning around and looking at it and going, "Oh, hello there." Aren't you a sexy one? There's a little bit of that.
I think Culkin's really good in it.
Culkin's pretty good in it because he's walked by a mirror and gone, holy shit, was that? No, it's me. Sorry. That was my brother. And has walked off. There's been that.
There's some characters in it where that works. Like the Jason Schwartzman character, he's supposed to be like that. Chris Evans' character, he's supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be the vegan dude. They're supposed to be the kind of people that wouldn't walk past a mirror and not go.
But I do think that Brandon Routh and Chris Evans would walk by a mirror. I don't think Jason Schwartzman's ever walked by a mirror.
I think he's good in this.
He's good in it because that's what he does. And he's very good at that.
Yeah. This rewatch might have spoiled this film for me. It really, really bothered me how much of a twat the character of Scott Pilgrim actually is. To Knives, really, to Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character. He wants her as a trophy rather than that he wants her. He wants to win her because she's so cool. And he wants to get the cool girl, is the vibe that I got off it this time.
Okay.
And yeah. No, but Envy wasn't the cool girl when she was Nat. She was pre-cool girl, and then she got cool, and then she dumped him, and he's obviously very scarred from that. But he wants to get Ramona as it's not even for her necessarily. He doesn't know her. He just wants that status of getting Ramona flowers, and that bothered me. The way that he treats Knives fucking Chow in this movie, honestly, made me want to cry a few times. That poor fucking kid. She just thinks he's cool and he's in a band and she's really sweet and he's just shitty to her. The fact that the one redeeming bit of it is when she just goes, Scott, I'm too cool for you at the end, because she's gone through her own little growth arc and realised, she's better than this fucking twat bag.
I'm glad they didn't go with the other ending they shot.
Why? What was that?
He lets Ramona go off and he tries again with Knives.
Yeah.
Don't deserve either of them.
I mean, it's obviously we're just coming at it from different places. Like, the thing is, I 100% Scott Pilgrim is a fucking arsehole, but I think the film does know that. You know, you've got enough people constantly calling out for how much of a fucking dick he is, that the film knows, okay, some people might find him charming, but Aubrey Plaza thinks he's a twat. Alison Pill thinks he's a twat. The band drop him with not a second's hesitation when they get offered the record deal, but I 100% see where you guys are coming from, and it's interesting. I think if this film was made now, I think they would age up Knives. I think even if it was Scott is 25, she's 20, I think it would probably play more appropriately now.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can agree with that. It would make it seem, what is it? I'm alarmed at how, and Wes Anderson's the filmmaker, I think, gets away with this too much. I'm alarmed at how icky that feels.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that he seems really he seems to almost celebrate we nearly held hands once. And it's like, oh, fuck off.
He's so in his own world, which is obviously the point of the visual style of the film. Even though I will say, I almost think there's not enough him being into video games to justify that. Like, if it was young Neil's story, you would get it.
Yeah,
but Scott,
yeah.
Basically, the only reference he makes is, "Hey, I learnt the bass line from Final Fantasy 2," which I like that line. That's the thing. It's just like the way he gets into the fucking. It does. This film makes me laugh. I think visually, it's basically unlike anything else that has come out of America in the last little while. I'd say this and Speed Racer are quite tied, actually, in that way. It feels very influenced by Asia, in a multitude of ways. And yeah, I have a really, really good time watching this. I was worried going in, and I was relieved with what my reaction towards it was. But I'm not going to argue. I mean, I suppose I've argued a couple of points with you guys, but overall, fair enough. I don't think broadly I can disagree with what you're saying. I think I'm in the tank for it.
My weirdness for it is, I'm a little bit like, I'm glad people can like things because I'm glad people like things. It's one of those. But I'm a little bit like, as often happens with these things, like, could you just explain why this film gets such a pass?
Yeah, it is an odd one. And just to clarify my position, I loved this film when it came out. Properly fucking loved it, and have liked it on every rewatch since, except for when we watched it for this.
Can I put out? I wasn't negging it during it, was I? I was watching it and I was trying to, what is it?
It just really bothered me. His interactions with the world and the people around him, and the fact that he's got so many enablers around him, allowing him to just be a dickhead. Like, he's got this safe little space where he can treat girls like shit, where he can just be just fucking weird and a bit unlikable, because he's got enough people around him that are still his friends that it's okay. Doesn't matter that Aubrey Plaza dislikes him, because he's got all these other people as well. And it's just like, he's just getting away with it. And it just really bothers me. I don't know whether in a few years' time, when I'm not the parent of a 17-year-old girl and I'm not viewing it through that lens, looking at it and going, if someone treated Isabel like that, I would fucking cut their balls off.
Oh, if that version of Michael, if that version of what is it, Scott Pilgrim?
If Michael Cera went anywhere near my child, I would castrate him, because he's a creepy fuck and he's got no chin.
I'll tell you what, I'll watch this in 10 years' time when Lots is 17, and I'll see what I think of it then. Because I bet I'll be right there with you.
Knives his heartbroken little face every time he treats her badly. It's horrible. Like, and she's going home and crying into her fucking pillow over Scott Pilgrim and his bad haircut. And maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to wait until Isabel's a bit older, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah. You can go, it's all right, she didn't marry a Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Although she doesn't want to get married.
It's all right now. We've got her into Indie Boys. She's properly into it. She's like, I want a shaggy-haired, like, bucket hat wearing Indie boy that plays guitar. We played a loads of Glastonbury footage the other day, and now she don't like chavs anymore.
Nice. That was well played.
It was, yeah. I think it was the first, like, proper fucking key change in Paranoid Android that did it.
She's quite like Richard Ashcroft.
Did she?
Yeah.
That's mildly disappointing.
Yeah.
Because he's basically just living cheekbones.
Yeah, that's fine. At least she's not going for, like...
Yeah, it's better than a misogynist shite you listened to before.
Yeah. I mean, like, if she starts, like, going for Pete Doherty or something, then, alarm bells. But I suppose Richard Ashcroft is all right.
Yeah.
She's a very big fan of Brett Anderson, young Brett Anderson as well.
Oh, he was.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful man.
Yes.
That was an odd ending to the Scott Pilgrim versus the World review, but I'm definitely not shit. I almost dread to ask.
I'm interested where you are with this, Bex.
I don't know.
I don't think you're definitely shit, because you did enjoy it while we were watching it.
Everything around Scott Pilgrim is fine. And visually, it is stunning. It is stunning. It's so well. I love all the video game crap. All the coins when someone gets, like, beaten, bouncing around everywhere, and what are you doing? Getting a life. Fucking love it. I do. I like that bit of it, and I like the stupid, like, hey, we're gonna put a video game reference in it. You're gonna like it kind of thing that it's got going on. Scott can fuck off.
I think you're definitely shit.
Is this a new rating? Is this the Scott can fuck off rating for a film where you really like everything around the main character?
It might be. Yeah.
Because I'm touching cloth with it.
I in the poll I did touching cloth.
Because
I was the one, I think, that that got the response. Anyone that says this is anything but definitely not a shit can fuck off. And I was like, yeah, that was me.
I am touching cloth on it because it's not shit. It's just not.
No.
So I can't say it's shit because it's not shit. There's a lot of fun bits in it.
Would that be a thanks I hate it based off the
I
Rosamund
don't think
Pike
you hate it
one?
though.
No, but that was based on I liked the movie but hated Rosamund Pike's character, wasn't it?
But you hated that movie. You would
Yeah,
never
I
watch
did.
that movie again, whereas you always admitted that you will watch Scott Pilgrim again.
Yeah, fuck that movie. Yeah, I'll watch this movie again. All right, fine. It's a Scott Pilgrim can fuck off.
But I think there's a possibility you might watch next time and go, do you know what? It don't bother me now.
What, I'll suddenly become a teenage girl hating misogynist?
No, you'll just change your mind and go, I'm fine with it. I think it could be one of those.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm just being a bit oversensitive.
Maybe you are.
I don't think so. Maybe you are. I don't think you are.
It just really bothered me on this watch, and it never has to the same extent before. Before I was a bit like, oh, Scott, he's such a fucking dickhead, isn't he? But look at him with his floppy hair. And this time it just really bothered me. Yeah.
I mean, he is a dickhead, and he does have floppy hair.
Yeah. But he cuts himself because he's scared of going to the barber.
Yeah, because the last time he went to the barber, several hours later, he was dumped by Brie Larson. And if that happened to me, I would never go to the barber again.
I don't really get the Brie Larson thing at all.
I don't really get the Brie Larson thing in general, but Brie Larson as Envy Adams in the motion picture Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, I extremely get.
I don't get the Brie Larson thing. However, Brie Larson as the hot au pair in The League, I do get.
She's funny in that, actually, yeah.
I think everybody has a Brie Larson thing, but not Brie Larson.
But none of them are Captain Marvel.
None of them are Captain Marvel.
God, no, with a bad space haircut.
Yeah. Don't save the universe, Captain. Go get your fucking haircut instead.
I don't think I have a Brie Larson thing.
You will, it's coming.
Okay.
What was the poll?
The poll
God, it's definitely not Unicorn Star.
was, I quite like Unicorn Star. Was definitely not shit 84%, touching cloth 11%, and shit 5%.
Okay. All right, let's put Scott Pilgrim versus the World to bed then. Let's talk.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologise. It's all good.
I feel awful though because like I on paper it should have been me and you against Mark because every time I've watched it previously I've really liked it. Yeah, because you're wrong a lot of the time.
That's true.
That's true.
Above the ground.
That should be fun.
30 seconds. Weapons up.
Oh, here, buddy, come on. Take that. Just flip it around like that. Makes sense. And that's your safety. Okay.
How you know how to do all this stuff, man? How are you so calm?
Long story.
Be ex-military?
Yeah. Kind of a short story, I guess.
Okay, let's talk about the Tomorrow War, which is directed by Chris McKay and stars Chris Pratt.
The worst Chris.
Yeah, the worst Chris. Yvonne Strahovski. I gotta say, I saw a tweet the other day of a picture of those two in this film, and just something saying, I fell asleep during this, but my God, have these two got such great sexual tension on screen. Which was incredible. J.K. Simmons, Betty Gilpin, Sam Richardson, and others. The plot synopsis. There is no plot synopsis on IMDb. What the fuck? Oh no, here we go. Oh, this is long. The world is stunned when a group of time travelers arrive from the year 2051 to deliver an urgent message. 30 years in the future, mankind is losing a global war against the deadly alien species. The only hope for survival was for soldiers and civilians from the present to be transported to the future and join the fight. I'm leaving it there. So, we made quite clear last week that we were quite meh on watching the Tomorrow War. But then I got paid to review it. And then Mark and Becky just watched it.
You fucking shill, Ian.
Yeah, my fucking shill with my 7 out of 10. Look at you.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So, Bex, how many of the 138 minutes did you feel?
Feel like how long did it feel its time? Do you mean? Is that what you're meaning?
You interpret that question how you so see fit.
I actually don't think for a film as long as it was that it felt over long. Like it kind of bips along. Not an awful lot happens, but there's not that many draggy moments either. If that makes sense.
Not fast-paced, but didn't feel like it was dragging too much.
Yeah, they didn't feel like there was too much like fillery,
Lag.
shitty bits in it that are just there to get the runtime up, and there weren't really that many boring kind of exposition-y pointless bits. So yeah, for a film that I wasn't looking forward to, that is as long as it is, I didn't think it felt as long as it was.
Okay. Yeah. No, good. Mark, how did you feel about the sexual tension between Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski?
I think they should have burned.
And that would have created the alien threat.
I think they should have just burned, and then we would have had a moment where neither of them knew that they were, what is it? And then somebody came out and went, "You realise that's your dad?"
Like an old boy kind of
Yeah.
element to it.
And then what is it? They just went, "Oh no!" And then just dived under the covers again. A totally different movie.
It would have been a very different movie. Yeah. Well, I actually completely misheard what she was saying to him on the speaky.
Yeah, you predicted that it was, what is it, by mishearing something.
Well, Dan is very close to Dad.
Yes, when she said Dan, when she says Dan on the voice thing, you thought it said Dan, didn't you?
I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then when it was revealed later, I was like, well, yeah, she called him Dad. And you were like, no, she called him Dan.
I predicted the end of this movie the minute that J.K. Simmons arrived, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
The minute that J.K. Simmons, when you went to see J.K. Simmons for the first time,
yeah,
I turned to Bex and went, guarantee you the end of this movie is them getting back from all of this somehow, and Chris Pratt turning around and saying to his kid, "Oh, I want to introduce you to your granddad," and that's the end of the movie.
I mean, yeah, good guess.
It was
Yeah.
patently obvious that was going to happen.
I thought the dad was going to die.
Nope, he wasn't, because then he wouldn't have been able to have that moment in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, so what do you guys think of it though? Like I say, I don't think it's like the film of the year or anything like that, but
it's good. It's a good movie.
It's all right.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a good movie. Again, and a lot of the time we always say this when we talk about films that are released on streaming services on their own. If I'd gone to see this at the cinema, would I have come out and felt a little bit gypped? No. This is it's a big budget movie, and the big budget is there on the screen. It's it's a Larry Fong shot movie, and you can tell because it looks really fucking good. It looks expensive as fuck as well. It's not ropey fucking CG or anything like that. It's there. The money is on screen.
The creature design as well is
the creature design is good, and the fact that it goes a little bit fucking aliensy at points and goes a little bit alien at points. It's the score is a little bit trying to be too Nolan-y at points, and it maybe doesn't quite carry off the emotional weight there. People won't like me saying this, but Chris Pratt's quite good in it. Within that, I do think that Chris Pratt is a good dramatic actor. I think he carries that over quite well. He's
a bit schmaltzy.
But I think the film's supposed to be a bit schmaltzy. Him, knowing that literally that is that essentially that this version of his daughter that he's met and admired and been proud of is going to die and is never going to exist. You know, he's literally watching his daughter die so that he can have a new version of his daughter.
Yeah, but one that doesn't have to go.
But the one that doesn't have to die, but he's got to go through that. I think his performance carries off that emotional weight, and that I know that, you know, him going, fuck it, I'm going to try and save it, even though I know I can't. It's the instinct thing kicks in. I think he carries that well, and they just want him to just fucking sit with her and spend a bit of time with her as well. It is there.
Yeah, because I mean, on that, I liked that the whole, you know, he was going to be like disappointed with his life thing. Like, they don't necessarily like overplay that, but then when it's like the reveal of, well, what happened between them, and it's not like he did like an awful wrong or anything like that and really fucked over the relationship with her. It was just the family drifted apart, and it was just like
annoyed with him though, to say that, like, we were watching it, weren't we? And after it was like, and then you died in a car accident, and we were like, fucking hell, we thought you were like, I thought you were going to say like you killed yourself or something like that
on her 16th birthday. And I was like, I mean, that's not really his fault, is it?
No, but it's that whole thing of like, I'd imagine a kid like if their parents broke up at the kind of the age that she would have been, that is the kind of thing that would really, really fuck you up. And then if you never have that closure with the parent, and then they're dead, like I could see why to her that would be maybe weightier than we as an audience are expecting.
Yep,
like that actually felt quite real to me.
Yeah, but that's a very good point actually. Yeah.
And I think Pratt kind of can play that well. Like, there is an element to Chris Pratt that kind of does feel a little bit past it already at this stage. So the idea of his character then going on to live a future where he's essentially past it and he never really amounts to anything again, it's like, yeah, I buy that.
Yeah. There was one bit that really, really, like, from a narrative point of view, really annoyed me.
Which bit?
So you know where they go and they find like the thing, basically, the nest.
Yes.
There is absolutely no fucking way, knowing that the females are more badass than the males, that you would not kill the female first.
Yeah.
And if you didn't kill the female first and you killed this row of useless males, you wouldn't stand around fucking congratulating yourself for 5 minutes before moving on to the next row.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're clearly going to have some kind of weird hive mind, and those are going to wake up and then fucking break out. So why don't you just fucking move on?
Oh, yeah,
move on.
You would kill the female first.
Of course
as well,
you fucking would.
Yeah.
Bunch of bullshit.
There is an element of that. I do like the fact that the film literally just, like, when that kid's like they're going, you know, is anything anyone's passionate about? Anyone put their hand up, and then that kid, like, anyone apart from Marvin, go on Marvin, and he just talks about volcanoes, and you're like, well, that's clearly gonna fucking come back later.
I mean, I will say though, that kid does some of the worst line readings I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
it was like they literally just stapled the words like to something just behind the camera and were just like, just read that.
But then you've got J.K. Simmons in that opening scene where he's just like the basic got to J.K. Simmons, want you to deliver every line that you've got like you are just an unmitigated piece of shit.
Yeah.
So he just comes in and just takes the piss out of Chris Pratt. And the thing is, none of this would have happened if he would have been on the run if he hadn't just taken the piss out of Chris Pratt. He doesn't have a wave of patriotism that comes over him. He has a paddy about his dad taking the piss out of him.
It's an odd film, this, because it's wants to be quite serious. You know, there's that scene early on where Betty Kilpin is like in the therapy session with the guys with PTSD and like the whole kind of like, no, we got to escape kind of thing. But then 5 minutes later, you've got like Sam Richardson playing nervous science guy who's going to be goofy friend of Chris Pratt. And then 20 minutes after that, he disappears for about an hour. It's all over the place. And would it have made money in the cinema? To be honest, I kind of don't think it would have.
No, I don't think it would have.
I think Paramount probably made the right call with this one. You know, is it worthy of being seen on a big screen? Yeah, but it does kind of feel like it just would have been forgotten.
I mean, what did Amazon pay for it? 350 million? 300 million?
Fuck off. I suppose they probably did, actually, didn't they?
They covered budget and I think near 50% extra.
I mean, Paramount again making out like fucking bandits.
They paid at least budget for it, and the budget was 200 million.
I wouldn't be surprised if Paramount are one of the most successful studios of the year by the end of the year.
Yeah, just from being clever.
You know, they literally they're going to release Quiet Place Part 2, Top Gun, and Paw Patrol the movie in the cinema. They'll make absolute bank. They'll sell some of their stuff to streamers, make bank off that as well. Like they're gonna do well this year at Paramount. Good on them.
Yeah, and it's because they've done it cleverly. They've held some movies back, and they've essentially gone, right, we need to make some quick money. Let's sell fucking some shit to Amazon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The thing is, tomorrow, like you say, this probably wouldn't have made money. It wouldn't have made 400, 500 million at the box office. It just wouldn't have.
No.
It'd have been a bomb. And it'd have got trashed. But now it gets released and it gets everybody else actually saying, do you know what? It's all right, actually. It's not as bad as you'd expect.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You've had some people be shitty about it, and you know it's not perfect, but I totally think it's coming from a place of really low expectations. And when that kid gave that line reading about the volcano, I was that, and the bizarre joke that Chris Pratt makes earlier on about how he'd eat Betty Kilpin's tuna Santa.
Yeah.
Very like I was like, oh no. But then as soon as that first alien encounter happened, where it just turned into a horror film for 5 minutes, I was like, right, okay, you've got my interest, and it kept it until the end.
Yeah, it was. However, there was little bits, there was little weird bits where you kind of feel like if No Sudden Move was overwritten, this is underwritten.
Sure.
You know, it's like, right, we got this technology, but it's not that good though. Like, well, I mean, fuck off. You know, you built all those defenses, but they don't work that well when literally anything gets anywhere near them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and sorry, was that your plan to get the Queen out? Just drag her out and then hope that she didn't fight?
It seemed to be, yeah.
Wasn't good.
It was a bit undercooked, wasn't it?
Yes.
But do you know what? It's definitely not shit.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a touch underwhelming for the type of film that it clearly wants to be. But for the kind of film we expected it to be, it's actually quite a nice surprise.
But I think part of the film doesn't know the type of film it wants to be, because it kind of wants to be funny and jovial, but quite serious.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah. It's tonally messy.
Yeah.
It kind of, this is the thing. It's like all blockbusters now have to be jokey. They have to be, whether the subject matter dictates it or not. Subject matter here, very hard to be jokey. So I tell you what, why don't we have J.K. Simmons talk about how much he wants to bang Stevie Nicks?
Yeah. It's
definitely not shit.
There's There's just oddities to it.
Mm.
You get the feeling if it was written by 3 people rather than 1 person, it'd probably be better.
Yeah, that there might be someone going, are you sure that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Feels like we ran out of steam on that one, so definitely not shit. And what was the
Definitely
poll?
shit, yeah.
Yeah. I won't watch it again ever, though.
No, probably
No,
not.
no,
And it probably
not.
won't make my surprises of the year.
But actually, it might mine because it came from such a position of that is going to be fucking awful.
Yeah. My expectations were so low that it might squeeze into my top 5 surprises.
It was around what I
Yeah,
expected
right.
it to be, but maybe a little bit better.
It's not Luca, but it might get in there.
No, it's definitely not Luca. Well, our audience poll was definitely not shit 50%, Touching Cough 20%, shit 20%, and Geostorm 10 of the percents.
So nobody went definitely not shit.
Oh, not 50% definitely not shit.
Oh, it was 50% definitely not shit. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah. That makes sense.
You know what? I think that the film itself would go, I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
So one last review. I'm thinking if we have some what we watch, should we just do it next week? I've only got one.
Yeah, I'd
anyway.
say so. We've
Yeah.
only got 2 and they can easily wait till next week.
I've got more than 2.
Oh, yeah, you've got loads, but you can wait till next week.
Is that all right, Bex?
Of course it is, yeah. Just saying I've got more than 2.
Sure.
I'm just showing off, yeah.
I mean, it's only one main review next week, so no, 2 because Fear Street, but still, it's only 2, not 5.
Hang on, what 2 is it again?
Black Widow and Fear Street 2.
Ah,
So,
Sam.
I didn't think you were coming. I thought you quit band.
Yeah, I did. Here. Is this my stuff?
Fear Street Part 1, 1994, is directed by Lee Janiak, based on the books by R.L. Stein, and stars Kiana Madeira, Olivia Scott Welch, Benjamin Flores Jr., Julia Raywold, and that lad, Fred Heckinger, from Woman in the Window.
Yeah. The third Fred Heikia movie we've reviewed so far this year.
What was the other
You
one?
referred to him as that lad.
He was in News of the World.
Shit. Okay. Well, he's the one that he kind of like they meet on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Fucking hell. Fair play.
Yeah.
And
he was quite good in that, I remember.
Yeah, no, he was actually. Yeah. No, fair. Oh, good on him. Okay. So.
I didn't watch that.
You should watch it. News of the World's really fucking good.
News of the World's really fucking good, Becky. Like, yeah, that's a good film. A circle of teenage friends accidentally encounter the ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued their town for over 300 years. Welcome to Shadyside. So, this is the first of a trilogy of films, so we'll be covering them all, I would assume, on the show. Directed by Lee Janiak, who previously directed Honeymoon, the Rose Leslie film from a while back.
We reviewed, I believe, didn't we?
I think we did, actually,
I
yeah.
think we both liked it, didn't we, as well?
I thought Honeymoon was all right, yeah. She also directed a bunch of Scream, the TV series, which makes all the sense in the world. So, Becky, when you heard the music over the opening credits, did you think, oh, sounds like the person who did Scream? And then how surprised were you when you found out that the score was co-composed by the person who did Scream?
I did not think that, and I did not know that.
Okay, fair enough.
We found that out right now.
You were now years old.
I was now years old. I did refer to Maya Hawke as, is Maya Hawke Drew Barrymore? So there was a bit of that there.
It is.
Screaminess.
it is a little bit of a shame that is Maya Hawke, because it does feel like, who would Netflix's Drew Barrymore be? Yeah, it'll be Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough.
Sorry,
Mark.
that was a really disappointing answer to that question, wasn't it?
No, it's fine. I appreciate your honesty. Mark.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to ask that question. What question should I ask?
I know what the unasked question is now, though.
Nah, I'll never tell. In terms of how this film is going to age, the young lad, like getting to first base or whatever with the girl who's probably quite a few years older than him, is that going to age particularly well, do you think?
I think because of there's a yes and no answer to it, in the sense that it feels within keeping with the the rules of horror movies. So if this movie was set now, no, it wouldn't work. But it kind of almost feels like it's okay, which I'm not saying it is or it isn't okay, but it would have been okay in 1994. And so there's an element of that. The fact that it's a guy and a girl, the girl is the older one, the guy's the younger one, and they don't fuck, is I think makes it different.
Yeah.
I think if it had been around, it would have been different. Should that be where we are nowadays? Probably not. No. But it is what it is. It didn't bother me in the slightest. She's supposed to be, 17?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be, 15?
Really? That small an age gap?
Yeah, I think there's only supposed to be a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's just him crushing on his big sister's friend.
Best friend, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Coming from somebody who did once with one of his big sister's friends, I think I'm alright with that.
Did you?
Yes.
Who?
I will never tell.
Wow.
So
how far did you get with them?
The first base.
I don't know what the bases are, so it's fine.
I didn't hit a home run. I'll say that.
Yeah, you better not have done.
But
You'd have been very young if you had.
But it wasn't when I was 6.
We started seeing each other when we were 15, so if you'd
16.
Oh, I was 15.
You weren't 15. You were 16.
Oh yeah, just 16, wasn't I? Yeah.
Yes. Remembering time.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's all right within the setting of this. It wasn't one of the things. It wasn't one of my small quibbles that I have with this movie.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. Let's lead into that then. What were your quibbles with the film?
Small quibble. It's too long.
It's definitely too long. Yeah,
it's too long. This movie should be 92 minutes long. Maybe even a stretch into a 94 minutes long, especially as it's supposed to be part of a trilogy. For some reason, it makes it seem like it should be a little bit more snappy, and it isn't. One thing this movie isn't snappy.
No.
I think that's for sure. My other quibble with it is, if you're going to specifically call a movie 1994.
Oh God, is it the music?
Right? If you're going to specifically have it as that, specifically have it as a period piece, and specifically have so many needle drops within the movie.
Make sure the music will come out before 1994.
Make sure the music didn't come out after 1994.
Maybe they had like a demo copy.
They didn't have a demo copy of it.
Maybe they did.
They didn't have a demo copy of Garbage first album.
And what was the Radiohead song that bothered you as well?
Radiohead
one that bothered you?
Yes, there was. It was from OK Computer, which didn't come out until 1997.
Wow, like 3 years early.
But these things matter. No, they don't matter, but they matter to me.
No, I get it though. Like you're very much saying a time and place, and especially when the music is actually happening within the film itself. No, I get it. Do you know what? That garbage. I thought there was something a little bit odd about that, and I think it was that just subconsciously.
It didn't come out until 1995, and when music was such an important part of culture within the 90s, because it was in the 90s, because
it really was.
You know, it's slightly different to what it is now, where music was important because you worked your job at the mall to pay for the music. It wasn't like it is now, where you work your job at the mall
and your parents
pay for your Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, there was a difference to it, and the fact that the songs are part of the movie themselves, and there are too many needle drops in this that are just too.
Bit of breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh, got him.
Richard Donner's died.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. 91.
I mean, fucking nice getting to fucking 91.
Yeah,
and that is
bad, though.
That's a big one as well. The genre jumping master.
That's really sad. I really wanted him to just do one more.
I think we said this a few months ago, didn't we? When we were talking about it, that it felt like he had one more in him.
Bloody hell, he hadn't directed a film for like 15 years either.
Yeah.
That is really sad.
That's one of the big ones.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But but also as well, it's a fun, cool story. I think all of the characters are as likable as they need to be, if that makes sense. The lead girl's supposed to be not unlikable, but it's supposed to be difficult, and is reacting like a
difficult teenager,
like a difficult teenager would act. And I quite like that. All the characters felt real for what they felt, and as well the consequences of it. You know, you have two characters that you didn't expect to die. You expected one of them to die, but you didn't expect both of them to die.
No. They had to die to be the Patsies.
Yeah, but you kind of knew he was going to die, but you didn't think that she would die.
Yeah.
It was just odd that it happened in such quick succession as well.
Yeah, it was so quick. That because it had that shock element of you go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Her death was rough as well.
Oh, it was grim. But you didn't think that was going to happen. You were like, nah, she's gonna like overpower him and like he's gonna go through the no. Oh wow, no, she's had her head bread sliced.
Yeah, that was grim. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how 2 and 3 interact with this. I'm assuming that the modern day will have much less of a part in them, unless it's gonna be like really cutting between modern day and the flashbacks, which I hope it doesn't. You know, it's now we've had the one that's all set in the 90s. I'd like one. Sorry, say again.
I was just saying that the
times though.
The times though, because that's the thing is every time they kept on referencing the camp bit within the film, they kept on saying it was 1976, but the film's 1978. The next one is Fear Street Part 2, 1978. So it didn't add up. And the other one they kept referencing was in the fifth. It was
1666 is right.
It's 1666, right? But it's 1978. But they kept on saying 1976.
Maybe that'll be a reason.
Yeah, I did not. No, I did. I listened out for it because they said it a few times. It's odd, and I kept thinking, well, hang on a minute, that it's 1978.
They're borrowing very heavily from like the cast of Stranger Things, aren't they? Obviously, you've got Maya Hawke in this one, Sadie Sink's in the next one.
Don't know.
It's been getting some real kind of not good reviews though. People seem very upset with it.
Oh, because people don't like things, do they?
No.
Why?
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you, Ian, on that. Why? Do you know what? Do you know what it is? What the issue sometimes with the way that the content is distributed is you will get people who, if this was released in the cinema, I think all three of us would go and see it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And would have had a good time with it. Right? Is it cinematic? Probably not. But would I have been alright with seeing it in a cinema? Yeah, I would have quite happily. But because it's available, it's there. People who would never go and watch this in the cinema will watch it. And will watch it because they can then have an opinion on it. But it's not like so they can have an opinion on it, it's so they can have a negative opinion on it. And I do not understand that.
What you're saying is it's being badly reviewed because it's being by people that it's not for them.
It's the same as the whole critics will hate this, audiences might love it.
Yeah, which, I'm fine with.
Because it's not made for critics, it's made for audiences.
Yeah.
In the same token as prestige horror is made for critics and not audiences. I'm aware that people can't see me doing that.
It's a lot of the complaints I've heard have been about the needle drops, and I'll be honest, they've come from people who I'm surprised the criticism is kind of that lazy. I mean, well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Martin Scorsese, needle drops are a thing.
Yeah.
Like they and to I don't know, I just Suicide Squad, they are egregious. Like literally it's like 13 in the first like 8 minutes or something like that. And it's like I think that there's definitely a point there. But with this, yes, there's a lot of them, but I don't know, horror films from the 90s had a lot of fucking needle drops. It was just they were new songs at the time.
Yeah.
Is there one within it that makes that made you go, that you can remember now, that made you go, oh, that's a little bit on the nose? There isn't, is there? There was one within the movie that I went, oh, that's a bit all right, come on. But then I can't remember it now, so it can't bother me that much.
The only one that I remember from the films that we've watched to review was Under My Thumb playing when Ramona Flowers gets into Gideon's car, so it's not even from this movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean there was teenage lesbians fucking by the fuck boys in that one scene, which was pretty on the nose.
But like, it's right. It's a movie set in the 90s. One of the many magnificent things, actually, to be fair, that the 90s had, because the 90s were fucking great, was really fucking good music. If you're making something set in the 90s, obviously you're gonna cram fucking loads of 90s music in there. It's a joyous thing. 90s music was fantastic. Of course you're going to. It's like going to an ice cream bar and going, oh, let's have a cup of tea. You wouldn't fucking do it. If you're making something about the 90s, you're going to put 90s music in. You're going to have 90s fashion in.
Well, I quite like the fact that it didn't feel like, for instance, Wonder Woman 1984 didn't feel like it was the 80s. It felt like an 80s costume party.
Yeah, this felt like a kind of living
Whereas
90s.
this felt like what actually people kind of did a little bit dressed like in the 90s. The only character that felt a little bit out of kilter with that was Simon, the weird energy guy from what is it?
Yeah.
One of our new favourite actors.
But he was just wearing jeans
Fred.
and sweatshirts.
No, he wasn't. He was wearing like 3/4 length cut off jeans and Doc Marten boots. It felt a little bit like he was so 90s that he was almost 80s.
Yeah, but you have to remember though.
The 1994, yeah, fair enough.
Well, fashion moves differently in America than it does here.
Yeah. Yeah, and
This isn't our 90s.
It felt, and I was watching it going, that feels a little bit more 80s. Then I thought, but actually, but it is determined by the fact that he's supposed to be quite poor as well, and there's bits like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? No one's asked me yet, so I'm just gonna go in with it. I fucking love this. As a
Sorry, yeah, good point.
80s baby who digested an awful lot of Goosebumps and Point Horror and Eerie Indiana and all that kind of weird shit, R.L. Stine was like a fucking god to me. And I never read the Fear Street books, but it was like there was no fucking way I wasn't gonna like this. And it feels so R.L. Stine-y. Like, it feels like him in the same way that when you watch a Stephen King movie,
The ones
regardless
that work.
of the ones that work, regardless of who it's made by, directed by, etc., you can feel Stephen King's fingerprints all over it. It feels like that. It feels like when you read a really good book, and it kind of, in a way, it kind of plays as a movie in your head because you're imagining like the scenes and everything. It feels like that. So yeah, sorry, I just had to get it out. Because nobody fucking asked me.
Sorry.
Not when he's playing. Yeah.
If you're wearing coveralls, right?
Coveralls.
Overalls.
Yeah.
Or dungarees, as we call them in this country.
They're not coveralls then. Coveralls like a boiler suit.
I know, but they call them coveralls in America.
Motherfucking stupid.
If you're wearing those, right, they have quite a big pocket, like a kangaroo, on the front, right?
A lot do, yeah.
So, right, if there's all of these EpiPens around, right, jam some in your pocket. Jam some in your group pouch. Don't then fucking drown your boo and then go, oh shit, get me an EpiPen. That girl's planning was poor.
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 She's a fucking
Poor.
teenager.
Poor.
In the 90s. We didn't have to plan for anything because
My planning was always tight.
you had a very different life than a lot of teenagers in the 90s though, Mark.
Yeah, that's why I carry around toothpaste and a toothbrush.
Anywho, we didn't have to be responsible in the 90s because life was sweet. Not everything was bleak. Like, I really feel sorry for teenagers today. Like, what a fucking shit time to be growing up.
Yeah, it's not great.
What a depressing fucking future those guys have to look forward to. At least we're like halfway through. It's like, do you know what? The rest of it might be depressing, but we've had half of it was fine.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just at the start and nothing's going to get better ever.
Yeah, they're literally at the sea is on fire.
Yeah,
that's true.
I do really feel sorry for them. Like, I think back to being like what would I have been? Late 90s, I'd have been 17.
Yeah.
What a fucking great time to be alive. Just wearing like dresses with spaghetti straps, stupid platform heels, listening to great live music, and just living your fucking best life. Annual pay increases even in your shitty little part-time job because cost of living. They don't get that anymore.
Nope.
Even
bollocks.
It's misery.
I hope this film also, quite frankly, awakens some young lesbians to, that's sexy. Am I a lesbian? That would be good. It's nice
it's
to
quite
see.
well dealt with.
Yeah, it is, and it's like for that audience. Sorry, Bex, go on.
Sorry, what are the sexy bits?
The lesbian scene.
Those girls are fucking stripping each other off and going for it. Like,
and
if they weren't
there's-
interrupted.
As he's getting it on with his sister's friend.
Yeah. And our favourite Freddy is jerking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, there is very distinct hands going down and then cupping.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Yeah, there was some finger banging going on there.
There was.
But I mean, good
I
on
like
it,
it.
because you in the 90s you would have had a scene where like the boy and the girl who have been kind of like will they won't they for the whole thing go at it. So you have that here with a girl and a girl, and I think that's great, and that's the kind of the normalizing of queer relationships, which there needs to be more of, and
it doesn't show off about it.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't get leery and start going, look, tits, four of them, or anything like that.
I bet for
yeah, get him a scissor. That's what all lesbians do. I've seen it on the Pornhubs.
Yeah, no, it's quite just like tastefully done.
I bet for teens like both boys and girls, that's going to be a hot scene, and good on them. Own it, great.
All the kids are actually quite good in it.
Yeah, they are. I mean, old Fred.
Fred's
he's
fucking great.
He's
I love
delightful.
that kid's energy.
Yeah.
He's a weird kid.
Yeah.
He's a more playful Caleb Landry Jones.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. He is.
We stand a weird kid on this podcast, actually.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, he's like the Caleb Landry Jones that you might leave your kid with to babysit. Whereas you won't leave your Caleb Landry Jones to babysit your kid.
The thing is, Caleb Landry Jones wouldn't do anything to the kid. He would just sell the kid.
Yeah, he would sell the kid, and you come back and go, "Why? Where's my carpet? Where did all this dirt come from?"
Yeah.
Like, why? You were wearing a suit when I left. Why are you in a wife beater and Hawaiian shorts? Where are my windows?
Where are my windows? But no, old Fred, I like him. I will look forward to his future films.
Yeah, it is. It's going to become one of those things where I'm going to look out for him and shit. He's in the next one. Oh no, wait, he's playing the same character in the next one. It's got to be flashbacks.
Flashback or something, yeah.
Third one as well.
But he is in the third one as a different character.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
And the same character.
Oh, I hope that the characters in the old one in 78 have just got the same names and it's the same actors.
He's in that Underground Railroad as well. I want to watch that. It's TV.
I bet he hasn't got that energy in that.
I don't know, because it's like what do you describe it as?
A comedy?
No, fantasy something, isn't it?
He's in the new Vanessa Kirby and Maya Hawke film.
Oh, what's that called? Ian's Boner Jams 2021.
It's called, not far off actually, it's called Italian Studies. A writer loses her memory in New York City, attempting to find her way home. She connects with a group of strangers in conversations, real and imagined.
Yeah, that does sound like my Boner Jam.
It really does, doesn't it? What's this Underground Railroad?
The Barry Jenkins thing. The TV series he did for Amazon.
As well. Oh, he's one of the main characters in that. Fucking hell. I'm not gonna watch that. But this kid could be a new.
Yeah. I sense it too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a weird looking kid that does stuff. He's got like a
Finn Wolfhard.
No.
Oh,
That
okay.
weird looking.
He isn't he? Isn't he the one with the triangle head?
The one off the.
No, I believe that's Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, but it's
I
like
see a
Finn
Pyramid
Wolfhard's like his cocky little fucking spawn, isn't he? He's got a right triangle head, hasn't he?
No, it's
I'm
not
pretty
Phineas
sure.
Or Ferb, whichever one.
I'm pretty sure he's got a triangle head. Let me look. See if it is the person I'm thinking of. It might not be. Yeah, he's got a right fucking triangle head.
Jesus fucking Christ, Mark. I need you to stop saying triangle head.
Why?
It's for some reason it's like nails down a chalkboard, and I don't know why.
Triangle head.
It's just the way he's rather intensely saying triangle head.
Yeah, he does do that.
Who are you looking for?
I don't know. I'm just
Some
Googling,
weird head kid. Weird head kids.
Just googling weird looking actor now. No, these are too old.
Who are you thinking?
I don't know.
Well, give us some kind of context.
He's in films.
What films? Old films, new films?
Newer films. He's quite young.
It isn't the weird kid that you think of from Poseidon that's like 15 years old, is it?
No, he's very fucking weird.
Yeah.
I'll work it out.
All right, you work it out. We'll move on. Definitely not shit.
Oh god, yeah, definitely not shit. Becky Nip.
It is Becky Nip, actually, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Looking forward to the next one.
Very much so. It's Friday, isn't it, as well? Like
Yep.
every week, aren't they, for the next 3 weeks?
Oh,
Our
yeah.
audience poll, definitely not shit, 62%. Touching cloth, 8%. And shit, 31%.
Okay. Mixed bag. Questions.
Just to clarify, guys, I'm gonna have some absolute fucking bangers for what we've been watching next week.
Tight.
Sweet.
Good weird shit. And Isabel wants to watch Repo the Genetic Opera because I showed her the trailer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Go.
It's like,
Have you warned that it's crap?
no, it's really good. It's Repo.
It's not.
She's like, oh my god, Giles is in it. It's Giles the Repo Man. I was like, I'll have to wait and see. She's like, I mean, you've just given it away, so yes.
Wait, watch Repo Man. It's better.
It's not even remotely the same thing.
I know it's better.
Come on, questions.
Oh, questions. There's my in it. I've got a thing back in my pocket. So Becky asked us a question, which is, following on from the revelation that it has always been one of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's dreams to be a blockbuster movie based on a Disney ride, what movie based on a ride would you like to see?
Oh, Blumhouse presents It's a Small World.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be fucking terrifying, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God. I once went on the Ultimate in Water Valley, right? And at the time, it was the highest drop of any roller coaster in Europe.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Right? And as I was going up it, and I went on it with my sister, and as it was going up this big fucking steep climb it got to the top, but then it used to go along for a little bit on a flat, didn't it? And then it went down to a really disappointing curve for some reason. Right? As it was going on the flat bit, there was a guy stood there in full overalls with a spanner.
Oh.
And it's a bit like, well, fuck you.
Do you know what? The safety shit on the Ultimate was not good either.
It was terrible. Not as bad as the Bullet, where you got in it and you were like, I mean, all of the fucking padding is gone from this seat.
Yeah.
And then proceed to just have your head smashed around for 90 seconds.
I never went on the Bullet. I actually think I'm probably still too small to go on the Bullet.
Probably.
I haven't been to the... Is it like Water Valley, the Bullet's out?
No,
or is
Water
it-
Valley was at Flamingo Land.
Was it Flamingo Land? So, yeah, when I have never been to Flamingo Land and been tall enough to go on the Bullet.
I
And I have been as an adult.
It was also closed a lot because if it was windy, it had to close.
Yeah, because it was wood frame, wasn't
It was wood frame, yeah.
Yeah.
And not very well put together wood frame.
No.
By the way, the correct answer would be some kind of horror film based around the roller coaster, The Rat.
Oh, that's what mine was going to be. You fucking fuck.
You should have got there quicker.
It's not even the Rat anymore.
No, it's not. A ride that was closed down because literally too many people brought their arms on it.
Jesus.
Overhanging shit, wasn't there? on
So,
the track?
so what the Rat was you went down into it because it was built in essentially a pit, and then it was just dark, so you didn't know what was there.
Oh no, but there was little glowing lights in pairs to look like rats'
Yeah,
eyes.
to like rat's eyes, yeah. But people kept on putting their arms up to go woo, in spite of the fact that it said don't put your arms up, and kept on waving their arms around. And because it was always dark in it, when something broke on it, nobody ever fixed it. So people used to keep on bashing their arms at the sides and breaking their arms.
Yeah, and then they changed it, didn't they, to something like futuristic-y like.
Yeah.
The track was still the same route.
Yeah.
But they just had straw running all the way through.
Yeah.
I remember we went, didn't we? We didn't realise that it wasn't the Rat anymore until
Nope.
we got too far along in the queue to get out. And we're like, oh, sure, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But it was when I had really bad light sensitivity, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just after my car accident. And honestly, I was trying to hold onto the bar and cover my eyes.
Yeah.
Because when you close your eyes and there's flashing lights outside, you can still see
So
them through your eyes.
I was literally holding up the bar with one hand and holding onto your eyes with the other hand, whilst trying to go, it's going to be fine, Bex, be over soon.
Yeah, that was horrific.
Yeah.
I used to love the Rat as well.
Yeah.
It was a great roller coaster. You just have to keep your arms down.
Yeah.
On the Ultimate.
Yeah.
So the first time we went to
Water
Water Valley after the Ultimate went up, I was too short to go on the Ultimate.
Of course you are.
But my dad really wanted to go on, so he told me to stand on my tiptoes.
I mean, really unsafe.
But normally there's the thing you pull down, it goes over your lap, doesn't
The
it?
bar, yeah.
The bar. But then there's a bit here as well, isn't there?
You mean it podcasts?
mid-shin.
Yeah, mid-shin. So,
Yeah. So you can't slide out.
No.
The Ultimate didn't have that.
No, it didn't.
So I was too small.
Safety was not their primary concern.
It was not, no. My mother was she had her arm around me, holding on to me, holding me in the seat, under my armpits, because I kept nearly sliding out. It was terrifying. terrifying. Alright, start off with that. I'm having the wild mouse.
What?
The wild mouse at like Water Valley or Flamingo Land.
I don't remember that one.
It was like so you went up and then you went round flat a bit up at like that level, and then it just kind of came down in a big massive corkscrewy curl.
I remember going to Lightwater Valley whilst massively fucking baked, dropping acid, and then going on like this fucking kids ride thing, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Oh, do you know what else are good? Those ones that are boats that go like side to side. And
They
then
were
you go,
pretty
like,
fucking tight, actually.
They
yeah.
were really good.
They
That
were
would be a good like
the pirate
seafaring kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be a good movie.
not a lot of story. They were stationary.
Yeah, but you build a story out of it. They're really good then. Those ones that where you get stuck to the edge are good as well.
Ian, what's yours?
The Small World.
It's smaller costed, yes.
Yeah.
Next question. Rick Kidd. Scott Pilgrim's World messes around with the Universal theme and ident by making them arcade game style. What are your favourite adapted studio idents?
Batman Returns, Warner Brothers logo. Goes icy. Enjoy that a lot.
I like there was one recently that I really liked, and I can't remember which one it is. Was it Mank?
Don't know.
Mank did
What
one
about
with
Spider-Verse?
Sorry,
I know that's not Mank,
cool,
but...
wasn't it? I mean, we've got to say, Ralph Wiggum doing the 20th Century Fox.
The Simpsons movie.
God, that film's a piece of shit when you look back on it now, innit?
I don't like it.
Spider Pig that ruined it for me.
Yeah, he's not in it
Everyone's
that
singing
much.
Spider Pig all the time.
Right, so basically people who watched the movie ruined it for you.
Yeah.
Right, cool. That was all the questions we had.
Bye-bye.
So, next week, it's an MCU film.
In the cinema?
Woo!
Jesus fucking Christ. We're going to be talking some Black Widow. I assume our comic book correspondent will join us.
You fucking better do. It's been 2 years.
Either of you asked him.
We don't need to.
He just materialises.
Yeah, he does. It's just...
We don't ask him to come on.
No, he just fucking it rings and he just goes, hello.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we'll also talk about First Street Part 2. We'll do some catch up, what we've been watching. Becky's really trailed hers pretty hard. So
you have got to follow.
Let's get ready for an absolute.
I've watched some weird shit, guys.
Let's go.
Selection of movies.
Let's get ready for a banger. But it is 9:20. I need to go. So I said all the stuff at the start. I've got nothing more to say. That was 5 main reviews. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. I've been Ian Loring. She's been Becky Foster. He's been Mark Foster. Good night.
Bye.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you were. Our come and go was waiting for the world to end. Now that the truth is just a rule that you command, you crack the whip, shape shift and trick the past again.
podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.